What's the story, Steady Eddie? You're all bit how are you? Sorry, folks, I was just out there a second. Just waiting for Giddy to come up. I want to put out the invite for them. And Boots is supposed to be coming in as well. There's the link, Giddy, if you get in there. I think that the show is going to be talking about diversity today. How are you, Steady? That's what the show is going to be about, diversity. So the right little lad comes in now. How are you, KO? How are you? Yopa! If anybody else wants to jump up, you're more than welcome. It's not our strength, Elsie. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the two boys now to come over. How's everybody in anyway? Hope you're all good. Diversity, yeah. I think I'm going. He's going to be about 10 minutes. Yeah, Giddy is. Execution, yeah, how are you? Diversity is doing all right. It's our downfall, yeah. So they had it at my last job as well. I wouldn't say my last. How are you, Hillbilly John? How are you? I'm still employed by the same job, but they have diversity in there as well. And don't get me wrong, when I was in that job, I was actually good friends with a black fella in there. And he spoke like a dub. He was a good bit of crack. Did I miss you, like, did I? Sorry, you, like, didn't see you there, bro. Sorry, bro. And then on Sunday, I think it's Sunday at 2 o'clock. Is it 2 o'clock? Yeah, I think it's Sunday, 2 o'clock. There's a protest. I don't know whether to go out tomorrow or whether to wait till Sunday. There's a protest on in Tala, 2 p.m. Sure, I have the money, I might just go out and do it. It's just the trip across is about an hour bus back. I don't mind the walk. No Frankie in today. Steady, you can come up if you want, bro, or whoever else wants to come up. As long as you didn't have any kids with the black fella, you should be fine, obviously. No, definitely not. To be honest, I'm not being racist or anything, but I'm not really into that. I don't know. I can't even say here on this live. I'm not really into that. I couldn't go out with a black woman. I don't know. I just couldn't. Yeah, I'm still waiting on this Giddy fella. He told me 7 o'clock. That's it, KO. You like what you like. How are you, Steady?
Hello, people. How are you, matey?
Oh, good, bro. Yeah, how are you?
Not bad, not bad. Through the war, still here.
How's the UK at the moment?
Same, just going deeper into the depths of despair, or certainly hopelessness.
I do watch a fella from the UK on YouTube. He's fairly big lad. I don't know. Now something. Now I don't know. He's got like now surrender. Now something or something. His name is on YouTube, and he goes around to all these Palestinian protests and all. He's not really a hater, but at the same time, he doesn't agree with what's going on in the country.
Yeah.
Kevin, how do I join, bro? Is that you? That's Frankie. I'll Frankie to the stage. Kev, you just go into the link that's up in the comments there and click on the link. And if I ask you to turn on your camera, say yes, and turn on your yacht, say yes, and then just turn the camera off as you jump into the box.
How's it going, Mousy and Eddie? How's it going?
You all right, Frankie?
Good. We've just had a big psyop here last night in the United States. 2 Israelis were killed in an embassy by a Mexican shouting "Free Palestine." Now the anti-Semitism laws are going to get ramped up big time. Like I said,
there you go. Yeah, I was just
gonna have a solution.
I was just gonna say that when I come on this discussion, Frankie, and before you even mention that, in regard to Islam's the sword wielded by Judaism,
yep,
and they're doing it right now. They're playing the game against each other, and they're both working hand in hand. And that's all we're getting is the anti-Semitic stuff and how bad Islam is.
Yep. I mean, it's their broom at the end of the day. They've had numerous rabbis saying that. Now in the U.S., it's going to be ramped up even big time, and we're probably going to be pushed towards a war with Iran. That's not only going to affect us; that's going to affect the whole Western world. So the Irish, they want to destroy Edom in the white race, so they're going to call up all the white people just to
that's what they're doing.
A kosher meat grinder.
You're all right, Kev. Kev, if you want to join, there's a link in the comments. Mousy, can you put a link in the comments there for Kev?
Yeah. Well, but even Barbara Lerner Spector said, didn't she? She was concerned,
Europe
but
won't be the most cultural, and it won't be the mean.
Did Julian Glee mentioning that the Jews might be resented for spearheading the Islamification of Europe?
Yep.
It
says in their book, Eddie, and everything. The Calligraphy plan states it
Yeah,
obviously.
Kev, can you understand? You click on the link there in where it says Trigger Podcast, and you just turn off your camera, or you can leave your camera on. It's up to yourself.
No, I think you turn them both on, Giddy, at first. You turn them both on at first, and then as you get in, you turn off your camera. That's what I need to do. I think that's him now, is it? Yeah. There you go. What's the story, Kev?
Isn't it a great day to be white, lads? Isn't it a great day to be white and Irish?
Yeah, it's a good time to be alive. Certainly a good time witnessing these historical moments.
This is history at the end of the day. This is history. And we have to be on the right side of history this time.
It's like the fall of the Roman Empire with Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but that's exactly what they want. You know what they call Rome, Irish boots? They call Rome Edom, and they want to destroy Edom. They say Hashem will come and bury Edom. That's us. They want to bury us.
Yeah. Well, they destroy civilizations and empires like it's just Tuesday. They've been doing this historically, way before Christ.
Yeah, and they've been doing this way before Zionism came along too. So don't call it Zionism; it's Judaism.
Yeah.
Right, guys. I'm going to change the subject a little bit here. Sorry. It's about what happened in Dublin here today. About a security guard getting a sharp thing put in him.
Go on.
You can mention it, Giddy, yeah?
Yeah. So basically,
it may not make a difference, but what was the ethnicity of the security guard?
The security guard himself was Irish white.
There you go. Says a lot. That just says a lot, doesn't it? But when most of the security guards here, most of the security guards here, even like there's some bloody festival that goes on in a park, and it's been a free festival for years, but the companies and the greedy people have latched onto the idea that they can make money from it. So they've literally fenced this whole area and there's people there worried about the wildlife and the nature and all that, how it's affected them. Nonetheless, I walked around there with my camera last week. I didn't spot one white native security guard, and everywhere you go in the UK, they're putting them all in positions of authority. Every hotel you go to at housing the immigrants.
Steady.
Yeah.
This is a local area of where we live. It's like, like a precinct, like where you would be, a small precinct.
Yeah.
And it's like locally, it's known as it's a decent enough place. There's not much crime that happens at it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And the thing is, today, sorry, can I just finish what I'm saying? Sorry, you don't mean to be loud. So basically, a foreign entity, let's say, was in the shop and was asked to leave. Don't know the reason why, but basically,
entry, wasn't he? And then he jabbed him.
Yeah, he jabbed him into the shoulder and then jabbed him into the back.
Yeah.
Outside the actual milk plant that it was in Clondalkin.
And this was because he was told to leave the shop, is it?
I think it was statistically they were. I think what was it? 70%. 7% of some certain population or figure or something he put them in, but 50% responsible for the crime.
Well, this guy is 100% responsible for the crime, but the papers neglected to mention her identity or what he looked like. Yeah.
Well, then you know what color he is then.
That normally means not fucking from here.
Exactly. Damage control is the main concern. When they stabbed them kids in Ireland, literally, I was on it when it was literally happening. And I can tell you, while the blood was still flowing, while the babies were lying on the street, all they were interested in was spinning it and damage control. Literally, so we know what happened here.
That's what they done that night. They pulled out of Dublin city centre, right, one of the most dangerous cities at the time. And he says they wanted prepared for it. And they had to get backup from other counties to come in. And them guards had to go home and get their riot gear and then head into town, which was a load of bollocks. If you look at the aerial view at the start of that, there was more guards than there was people. And we've seen in other videos, they had no problem running into big crowds.
Yeah, and they made the Irish guy disappear, the actual hero, the one who intercepted, and he made out the pizza delivery guy with the crash helmet, the foreigner to be out the hero.
In the name of fucking diversity again.
He got over €600,000 given to him.
That's right. And Frankie, he was going to run for bloody. He's going to run for the politics somewhere.
Yeah, Fianna Fáil bring him back in to run for their party.
That's right.
370 grand he got on GoFundMe.
You can't make this shit up. All for being, doing what he wanted them to do, pretending to be the hero.
Over $250,000 paid off to do it.
Yeah. Look at the amount of NGOs that we've got. Look at how entwined they are in everything, in all the aspects, all the systems, all the institutes, everything. They got all their ducks in a row.
Oh yeah, Kev. Congratulations about Coolock. Fair play to you.
Yeah.
I'll be wanting to say that to you for ages.
Yeah.
Awesome, bro. Fair play. I'm just bringing her downstairs. I'll be back up in a second.
No worries yet.
But I don't mean to bring anyone down or anything, and I'm being positive over this. But even out for the likes of here in the UK and in Ireland, it was the same in Stradley Park in South Wales also, when they got the victory, which was the only one victory, because they can't allow one protest to win over here, because that set the bar and that'll set the precedent. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So it's like the World War II narrative that you have to just keep silence. That
well,
you've done the same thing with the protest.
Steady.
Let me finish. Yes. So for all the wins that we do have, like the Coolock, like the Stradley Park I'm talking about, it's bloody marvellous. But all they're going to do is put them people somewhere else, and that problem's not going away. They're not getting put on a boat.
They're looking for other places. Yeah,
exactly. So the battle will just continue here.
So the other side is what we're looking at is like the one up in Tallaght that's not being used now because the people came out and they stood up against it, and now they're obviously going to look for other places to put them people. They're going to keep on moving them from place to place.
They're building extensions on the iPass sensors now, aren't they?
Well, building extension, it's not that. We want them shut down. We want them all shut down, and we want it done accordingly.
Yeah.
That is what the kids are being forced to learn in school now, right? Revision, you open the snack it out today. Revision of Islam, a world religion.
Yeah, there you go. Coming home, doing a dance, a Muslim.
Okay, write a profile on Muhammad. Write an information piece on the Quran. Outline Hajj stage by stage. Discuss the Islamic response, fundamentalism, and terrorism. Now, the schools are employing this. So they're teaching the kids about terrorism. In other words, probably driving them into the fucking hand of it.
Yeah, they're grooming the kids into the lions then.
Yeah,
no, man, that's
what the kids are being forced to learn at school now. Why is this being pushed on them? Why are they getting rid of Catholicism out of schools and then putting it in and making this mandatory?
They're being used as a second-hand weapon. So what the puppet masters want, you know who I'm talking about, is to basically destroy us from the inside, destroy the culture, destroy the nationality, and that has everything to do with the Catholic religion. Because at the end of the day, Ireland is a Catholic country. And
let me read out some of this here, right?
You want to finish that off? Go.
These are the questions, right?
Yeah.
What does the word of Islam mean? Right, that's number one. Write 5 points. Yeah, write 5 points on. Write 5 points on Mecca. Who was the founder of Islam? Followers of Islam are called. Number 5. God is Islam. Number 6. Name the sacred text of Islam. Number 7. What is the Kaaba? Number 9. Explain Ramadan. Number 10. Name 5 achievements Muhammad had during his lifetime: rape, pedophile, robbery, murder. Honestly, God, they're the answers I'd put out for this. Why did Muhammad go to Mount Hira to pray? He was on acid. Outline what happened to Muhammad on the night of power. Explain the layout of the content of the Quran. Number 14, what is the Hadith? Number 15, did the Prophet Muhammad write the Quran? 16, what is the Surah? 17, this goes on and on and on and on and on.
Look, what I'm telling you is, before he made Islam, he tried to convert to Judaism. This is a known fact by numerous rabbis. Muhammad tried to convert to Judaism. Even though Scooby-Doo said, no, you're a bit too wicked for us. So he went and started his own religion, and the rabbis have clearly stated this. I will try to find the video, but as I'm blocked. I mean, I'm on a strike again, so I can't post anything. But anyway, back to it. The rabbis basically said Muhammad took everything from the Talmud and the Torah, from the Talmud and the
Just let him finish there, Frankie.
He paraded the Quran.
Right, look at it.
And please ask you about what age class that book from.
Yeah, whoever put this into the school literally is forcing the kids. This is basically like handing every kid a fucking Bible. And I'd say every foreign kid coming in the Bible and saying, you're going to learn this. How many Muslim kids is actually reading the Bible in school and going through proper things? Because from what I can remember is they get removed from the class. But now the kids have to sit through this. So this is more or less a fucking an indoctrination form. This is a sign-up fucking sheet.
Yeah. That's exactly.
Yeah, but like I said, and I forgot the woman.
Kids are being indoctrinated.
She's been in Ireland for 20 years, and she's an American Jew. And someone probably knows her name, but she's been in Ireland for 20 years, and she's
younger than mine. But what's his religion? What's he being taught in the school about this too? Because they started linked to this from primary school to fucking.
I know, but you're curious for the question. I'm trying to tell you, it's the Jews that are bringing it and making them teach this. Can you not see this? I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah. This is it. It's trying to get people to You know, we can't make it any clearer that what's going on, and all roads lead back to the same place. We're not repeating the same thing. It's just that we're not talking about anything else. It's the same thing all the time. You know, you can't talk away from these facts. And to fix a thing, to fix a thing is to realize it first.
100%. And not only that, you have Indians, you have Africans, and they're concentrating on Islam. Islam's horrible. Let me make that 100% clear. I don't support Islam, but it's not just them. It's Indians, it's Africans, and it's people who you say are, oh, the Africans are Christians. They're all right. No, they're fucking not. None of them are all right. You need to get them all out. If it goes for one, it goes for all.
Sorry, lads, to interrupt everybody, right? But can we get a face to the picture? Any chance? Anybody coming on? Anybody want to show their face?
Yeah,
Why is it that the two tribes? Why is it that the two tribes we mentioned have their own separate rules, their own separate terms for racism that they place of greater significance than anything else? It's almost as if they both believe they are both above all others, which is inherently racist in itself.
You want to finish off your questionnaire, Boots?
No, but I'm just taking it like this is the kids are being forced to learn this thing, and you know they're asking questions about terrorism as well. There is 31 questions in total. Wait, sorry, hang on, wait, 1 sec. There's 45 questions in total, and
can you not change the way the screen is so you can show it on the screen?
We don't know how to do that.
Helen McEntee wants them to stay in school extra hours now as well. Because you know that they're really concerned now that the kids might have any ideas of their own. This is total spiritual battle. They've done the same thing with the Germans after World War II, by the way. When they genocided them, what Germans were left, they made sure that they spiritually stripped them so they wouldn't have any nationalistic ideas or anything like that was coming about. You know, and they're doing exactly the same thing. They're doing the same thing now to our children beforehand.
But this has everything to do with Ireland. I'm confused why you keep cutting them off.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Did you see in the Mail over there, the paper, the Mail? Am I right? Something about that people that are doing heinous crimes, like as in grape and PGO. Do you get me?
Yeah.
They're getting castrated. Is that correct?
No, no, they're getting bloody let out. They're getting released.
I was reading an article. No, I was reading an article in the paper that the government are looking at castrating them over there now.
No, I got fucked out. The government are powerless when it comes to that type of crime. Actually letting them people off. Did they get a better deal? They get a better deal.
Not say what our own fucking Minister for Justice, Jim O'Callaghan, was saying.
Yeah. Well, the sex offenders get a better time in prison than the other prisoners. They get looked after. They get better. They get better rehabilitation. Everything when they get released, they get everything. They bend over backwards. Now, especially if them people are of a certain ethnic background. That's all I'm saying, right? None of that's happening, what you've just said. They're bending over backwards for them, whilst old women, housewives, middle-aged women, normal people are now serving pure time behind bars for putting a post on Facebook.
Your boots, our own.
And the prisons are full, the prisons are maximum capacity. Muslims are running the prison.
Our Minister for Justice was saying that like he's not going to go down the road. People were talking. Someone interviewed him there the other day about fucking the overcrowding in prisons and all. And he says, well, one thing I won't be doing is going down the Starmer route of releasing people who are serving time for serious offences, including sexual assaults and all. You know what I mean? So and that's some balls for our Minister for Justice, like Jim O'Callaghan, to be actually name dropping Starmer and saying, well, I'm not going to be doing what he's doing, releasing serious criminals. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I still wouldn't trust what they say. They just know that we're on to what's already happened, so they're just readapting themselves around us. The same
No, I
agenda.
don't think, me personally speaking, I don't think that they'd actually like release fucking like. I don't think they'd release sex offenders or anything like that. To say jail protesters, right? I don't think they'd release sex offenders. They'd probably release
But
people.
didn't a judge a couple of weeks ago? I can't remember. There's so much info flowing through, but a judge a couple of weeks ago in Ireland released a sex offender.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He lets them. They don't actually get like a lot of them.
There we go. Brady Bunch. Come on, we nearly had it there. Frankie showing face. Let's go.
Just actually he's got to be reported.
If the people that are serving 3, 4, 5 months for road traffic offences, minor crimes that will be released over here, they 100% they won't release. Like, the sex offenders, Judge Nolan, we all know Judge Nolan's the problem. He's not jailing them, but the ones that are getting jailed, they won't be released early.
That's right.
Put your camera on, Mousy.
Mine's not.
I wouldn't be bollocks. I'd be bleeding. I'd be stabbed in town.
No, see, everybody knows what you look like already, man.
You're
already getting boxed around. You already got a box out.
I got a few kicks.
Yeah, I was only saying it earlier to get in all right. That shit never happens to me, man. I never get assaulted, abused.
What about Stormer? Well, I won't even say betray. I won't even say betray because we never left the EU. But what about Starmer? Holding Ursula's hand now. And I'm backtracking everything.
What's the crack with that?
Totally undermining. Undermining democracy now. We know there's no democracy. If you need any more proof, that is it.
No democracy. There hasn't been democracy for a long time.
Yeah. So it also means that we cannot use our own military independently anymore. We have to ask the EU now for permission.
There you go, the global agenda. They're decriminalising rape. Nonsense. Yeah. Judge Nolan is one piece of corrupt system. Judge Nolan doesn't choose his cases. It's the barrister solicitors that's getting them. Who dropped there? Frankie.
It's not that. I think it's dropping people out randomly.
Yeah, got dropped
same here.
Look, we'll just come back up and anyway, whatever. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, getting back to what we wanted to talk about, because it was supposed to be about diversity tonight and Islam and homelessness.
Technically, it still is.
Yeah, I hear you. But like I'm saying, diversity hasn't worked on any country across the world.
Oh no, it doesn't work. It's failed. It has fucking failed. Like it's a failed project.
100%. Just look at the UK.
Yeah, they don't come to integrate. They come to assimilate. They're coming here literally just like, and then they're blaming us for what happened to their ancestors. And that's way dangerous to let them fucking in.
Yeah. So do you remember your man somewhere and he was like, "Your country destroyed my country." Down in Ballyogan, I think it was. Remember from behind the gate?
Yeah, that's right. He says, yeah, he was mixing us up with the Brits.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your country destroying ours, he says. So he was like, whoa, hold on a minute, man. What do you mean?
The fucking Egypt didn't even know that he was in Southern Ireland. He thought that he was in Britain.
He thought that he was in the UK.
That's the fella from Sudan, is it?
Yeah, man, remember down at Ballyogan out behind the gates? And
he says, had a fella.
Yeah.
From Sudan. Yeah.
Yeah. It's your fault. Your fault. You took all our riches. You done this. You done that. We didn't do fuck all. Sorry, pal.
You destroyed my country. I didn't destroy nothing, man. Go have yourself.
And then you have that other cunt that was standing behind the railings and putting the finger across his throat. Is that Mullingar, was it?
Yeah.
And telling you you're gonna fucking decapitate people. Get the
man down in Waterford. This is my country now. What? Waterford, my city. What do you say? Ireland, my country now. And what do you say with that?
Yeah, well, Cullinan lives down there, doesn't he? He runs all the lefties down there. He does.
Yeah.
Sharia fan.
That's how comfortable. It's how comfortable they're getting. You know what I mean? That in Irish people's faces saying, "This is my country now." Is it? Yes. Go to war. Are they gonna? Who's like? What if Biden was to go to war tomorrow? They won't stay and fight for them, will they? They won't stay and fight for this country, would they?
No, they wouldn't.
Then again,
They'd
they
be
probably
fucking
fucking,
gone.
we'd be probably fighting them cunts. They'd be probably
That's
fighting.
Something big now is going to happen in South Africa now very soon after fucking yesterday.
Yeah, I see it's something. Did Trump fucking call the president out or something? Did he?
Oh no, we brought him in. He done what he done the way he set up Micheál Martin and then brought McGregor in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We done that. He invited your man over, the South African president over, like for
Was he showing
talk
them
about.
pictures? Was he showing them pictures of wife?
No. Listen to this, man. He's talking to them about. He wants to talk about golf and all. So he brings him in, like what he done with Micheál Martin, into the Oval Office. Everybody around him, and he goes, "Play the video." Turn down the lines, play the video. And next one, it's all about genocide and fucking in Africa, and your man calling for the deaths of whites and all. Do you remember your man, with the fucking the black fella with the red cap? He had hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
And he's screaming, "Death to the whites, and all, kill all whites." And Trump is sitting there. Yeah, Trump is playing this in front of the world. Like, and your man is sitting there and he's like, "What's the story with this?" And your man, "I never seen this." He's like, "Bollocks." So something big is going to happen in South Africa.
He doesn't give a fuck, does he?
No, look, as I said, he set up Micheál Martin. He let Micheál come out and say Ireland was great and it was running good. He even agreed with him. Then brought McGregor out to tell the truth.
Yeah. But I don't know. Even that's all a bit fishy as well. Like, you know.
Yeah. I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not falling for it.
And diversity and shit like that. What you were saying, multiculturalism. Now, like now, it's been a failed project in many other countries, and we're not willing to. Like, no, we have a head start. I always say it to people: like, we have a head start. We don't want this country becoming like the UK.
This multicultural thing was never an experiment, as Keir Starmer tried gaslighting us all with a few months ago. It was never an experiment. You know exactly what the consequences. You know exactly what consequences must arise from it. It's nothing short of weaponized. It's nothing short of weaponized mass migration. That's exactly what it is. Since 1919, race riots in Wales. It's been going on. You know, over 100 years.
Sweden a few years ago was the fucking safest
If you
country
put,
in Europe. You know what I mean?
if you put the fox in with the hens, yeah, that's what you're going to achieve out of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Fox in with the hens, and that's it. The fucking hens are gone. They're dead. Do you understand?
And it all has, whether we like it or not, whether we're being conspiratorial and always harken back to the same thing, i.e. me and Frankie do. You know, this all points. This has all got the same end game. Everything that's happening with the poison, with the vaccines, with the food. With everything that we're talking about, all has the same end game, and I'm not going to mention it. You know, the mass migration, the fusing out of the races. You know,
sorry, steady. I don't mean to interrupt you. Sorry, steady. Just to let everybody know in the comments and everybody to know here, when you're up here, we don't talk about the C word at all. That means the one that happened. You know what I'm talking about. We just don't talk about it. It's not mentioned, and it's not. We don't know nothing about art like that on here.
Yeah, okay. Fair play.
Yeah, we have a different platform, TikTok, that we use to talk about that subject, because this one here we just get banned.
Diversity and multiculturalism.
Diversity and multiculturalism. Well, think about it, right? Multiculturalism has been in Britain since the early 60s, yeah?
Yeah,
when they first came in, yeah, but hold on, bear with me, right? When they came in the 60s, right, you had the blacks and then you had the Asians that came in, right? And at that time, there wasn't shops on that and bought, but really every single corner shop in every fucking little town across the whole of the UK is owned by somebody from Asia. Yeah? It's not fucking owned by an Englishman anymore. Where's all the butchers gone? All the butchers are gone in the UK. And it's halal shops now open instead. Do you know what I mean?
And it's slowly.
What's the story? YouTube is gay.
There's a fucking name.
Like the pubs across the whole of the UK, majority of most towns have been shut down now, and they've been turned into fucking rag shops or fucking pound shops or whatever. But they're not pubs anymore. There's nowhere for an atmosphere anymore unless you go to the city centres. And it's like they pushed it to the city centres to make all the money in the city centres and leave everybody outside of it to go to, probably a broken down old boozer to hold up the end of the bar, and you will still get a pint for £2.50 or whatever. But the times of enjoying yourself and going out like with 50 quid in your pocket is gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
If you're going
No,
out
but
with 50 in your pocket, you're going home early.
Well, you won't even get as far as the fucking, like, you don't get a burger and chips now, you're talking about 20 quid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Giddy, I was
fucking
down to one's home today, and now I seen you have what's it called? Abracadabra, what we call that place. 17.30 for the burger, just for the burger.
What?
Yeah, 17.30, and then it's fucking, what's it, 5.99 for the chips and the coke.
But yeah, sorry lads, all these fast food places, they're not what they used to be. You know, they're not. Like, you got Italian places. That's what we had here, Italian and Chinese. Now you have people coming in and like, I seen Chinese owning a fucking McCarthy's. Like, come on. I just didn't trust those burgers.
Have you not seen in Clondalkin Village there, right? There's about fucking 10 nail bars in it now and about 10 vape shops. Like, what the fuck do we need all them shops for? Like, what do we need each and every one of them for? Why are they not fucking, like, you know, and they're not Irish owned either.
They're getting grants. They're getting grants and they're getting their tax paid for so they can look like they're flourishing. I said this about 2 years ago, Giddy.
Yeah.
That's happening over in the west of Ireland. Over there, like, they're buying up fucking, like, shops and, you know, they're the only ones who went through COVID without suffering, didn't they? Oh, sorry, take that back.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Look back up. Yeah, I know, you're fucking fine for that. What is it with that fucking everybody wanting to say that? And anyway, fuck that. Get rid of that gun. We don't want to know anything about that shit. But what I'm saying is, it's like in the UK, exact same thing happens. All the Asian shops open. It turned it into a fucking.
You can't buy anything. You can't go anywhere, buy anything here now without going through one of them, a foreigner. Whether it's petrol, cigarettes, food, no matter where you go, we have to go through one of them to get. You know, we're eating out their hands, literally.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, but you've also located that it's down to money laundering as well. Over here
to Ireland.
And all the incentives that are given to them by our governments to have them displace us.
Like the Moroccan Bazaar, yeah, you're right, Sean. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like we're gonna keep fucking standing for this. Like, I don't understand people over here. It's like the times of being bumped into and saying sorry for being bumped into is gone. Yeah. You need to fucking stand up now, because I'm telling you now, your kids will have fucking nothing. And me personally, I couldn't give a flying fuck who you are, what you are. If you're not supposed to be in this country, I'd be the first to kick you onto that boat and fuck you up back home to your own country. Yeah. I can tell you that for nothing. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks.
100%.
I was thinking about joining the anti-immigration force.
I'm thinking of making the anti-immigration force. Fuck it.
Cool job, though, wouldn't it?
It'd be a deadly job. Like, you'd have everybody working in Ireland. Trust me. They'd have the biggest fucking fleet of fucking security they ever wanted. Jesus Christ, dragging them out of houses. Like, that's what we should be doing. Not dragging them out of houses, don't mean that way, but that came out wrong. Literally, we should be going to their doors and say, how did you get this house? You're only here 2 years. Fuck off. Council house now. Get the fuck. You shouldn't be even in here. Get out. Yeah. Make them feel not welcome. And I know that happened in the UK about 10 years ago. Like, when they were trying to move them into, like this so-called diversity, trying to drag them into the estates where they didn't want them. And when as soon as they pulled in with their van and tried to bring their stuff in, people are standing in the garden saying, "Listen, we don't want you here. Get your stuff and get the fuck out of here. You're not welcome here. Get out of here." Yeah, and that's what should be happening.
They own a lot of properties now as well. A lot of them are landlords. You know, no. And as I say, every incentive is given to them by the government for them to be prioritised, just like the Irish to be prioritised over us in everything.
Well, I believe if the thing is, if Islam wants a tax off us, why can't we have a tax off it before it starts trying to get its way in the door here? Why can't we go around taxing all them, telling them to pay a tax?
Pakistan and Indians don't have to pay any tax. Starmer announced the other day as well, which is nice. And so we're basically paying for our own demise here, literally.
Yeah. They pay no taxes. We pay higher taxes.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is why the Irish will stand up and fucking get them out. That's it.
Yeah, we've been hoping they do that the last 4 years. Has it happened there?
Yeah, but hold on a minute. It takes time with anything. It doesn't happen overnight. Look at Le Pen's party, right, in France. It didn't happen overnight. Her father. Yeah, but her father started that 20 more years ago. Yeah.
Oh, no,
And yeah, so it took him a long time to get.
But look what happened then. As soon as it looked like she was going to go into power, boom, a few little fucking things were going wrong here and there, and then they ultimately screwed her out with power. Same with AFD. AFD should be in power in Germany now.
Yeah. Well, AFD is the second strongest party, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, but they should have been. They should have been the strongest. But they're always going to corrupt their way to the top. Like,
no, but your man Wilder is part of the Netherlands. He is like.
Yeah, he is. But what's he doing exactly?
He's fucking them out of the country. He's banning Islam.
On Mars, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been pulled up in front of the fucking European Union because the things that he's going to do.
Has he not kind of fucking? Like I heard someone there was talking about him the other day. Like, yeah, he's gone a little bit hard on immigration, but there's also a couple of other things that he promised that he's going to backtrack on as well. Like, so don't get me wrong, it's good to happen. Like, I'm not knocking it. I'd love to see every single European country have a right wing fucking government. Like, you know what I mean? But it's not that they can't just look at our own, Giddy. 100 years,
yeah,
100 years the same government's in power like that. It's impossible. And even look,
but the people are waking up now, though.
Hold on, yeah. But look at last year, right before the elections, everyone was like, "There's no better chance to run now. There's no better chance to run now." Politicians were getting ran out of every single fucking area. They couldn't walk down the street, man. You know what I mean? They were even getting abused in their own gardens, for fuck's sake. And then, lo and behold, not one nationalist got in. Barely any nationalists got over 1,002 votes. Like, it's the same. It's always going to be corrupt, man. And like,
yeah, well, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, Kev. Yeah, you might say that, right? But look at what's at the phone about the votes that happened. There were dead people that fucking double vote.
We know all that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they're always going to.
We're not voting our way out of this. We're not voting our. None of the institutes, the state, none of them recognise us who we are. None of them recognise us at all. None of the establishment.
Trump has increased the visa for Indians. Now, Indians and Muslims are two different things. Indians are Hindus.
Yeah, but listen, the Indians are.
They're the fucking same. They're the same.
You're from around this neck of the woods, yeah. You obviously fucking see what's going on, right? Up around where I used to live, right in City West, there. That's all you see. That's all you see.
Yeah, all up around there, yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, right? I got on the bus. I was coming through fucking, it was last bus back to Tallaght a few nights ago, right? I was just coming over here to stay in someone's gaff for the night. And I was on the SA, parked up at the square. I counted how many of them got on, right? 15 people got on the square. And this is about 12:15 at night, the last bus, yeah? 14 of them are Indians. 14 of them. At 12:15 at night, and you know what they were talking about? Going to them apartments, they were like, if you're in block 3, get off the stop after the shopping centre. If you're in block 2, go off the shop. And then they're talking about going out looking for work and going out looking for college courses now. I'm like, hold on a fucking minute, man. Like, do you know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous, especially up and around that way. Like, that's gone. Like, as you see with the Tallaght protests, like it's like there should be thousands. That's over 100,000. Live in Tallaght, you know what I mean?
I always said that if Tallaght came out in force, it'd be over. One night it'd be over.
Yeah, if 1%, literally, like, right, there's over 100,000 people. If you got 10% of this whole area out, now it's not much, but it's a lot. Like, it's easier said than done. But 10% of this whole area is 10,000 people. You get your change overnight.
Well, yeah, but these people aren't going to be found, you know, amongst the crowd whose existence depends on the preservation of the existing conditions, you know, and that's one big factor as well. You know, everyone's just tuned in, numbed and dumb, doing the thing, daily grind. It's Tuesday, pick the kids, go to work, do this, do that, la da da. You know.
Well, I'll tell you something for nothing, right? I was in the social there yesterday, yeah. You know, getting your PPS number sorted out. And there was an Indian board ahead of me, yeah. And she was up there and she wanted everything. She wanted the children allowance sorted out. She wanted this. And he was coming up behind her, checking out what she's writing and what she's doing, pointing out things to the woman behind the counter. He didn't want the child in his arms. He wanted to give the child to her. And it was just, he was there just dominating over what she was doing and putting her forward to get everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing.
And the thing is
all this carry on to get all this stuff, and then he's the boss. You probably go outside then,
he
they're getting
takes it. Yeah,
80, 90
yeah,
grand
takes
for Mercedes at that BM.
Yeah, he takes all the money. But here's another thing as well. On the road where I live, right, the landlord has like 300 houses, believe it or not, that I'm fucking renting from, and one of them is on the same road as me. But the girl that was in it was foreign, okay, and she got a house over in the new builds that are over in Clondalkin, and she's been in the country for 2.5 years, right? So I got in touch with Choice Based Lettings because I'm on that list for the last 8 years, yeah. And I says, how come I not? I was told that I'm one of them. I'm 74th on the list, yeah. How is she getting prioritized? I said she might have an illness. I said she doesn't have an illness. Our son plays with my son, so and I know her very well. And she showed me that she only applied for 16 places since she's been here. And she got a place over there, just like that, a 2-bedroom as well.
I apply for more than 16 every single week.
Yeah, but hold on. This is what I'm saying. In a full term of being on Choice Based Lettings, she has only applied for 16.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's ridiculous, man. It's fucking
right. So hold on. There's more to this, right? So I got in touch with them
and throw them into apartments.
Just bear with me, Kev, because let you get this, right? I was talking to them in the council, right? And they were trying to tell me, no, we don't give away our stock to migrants, right? And I says, well, then how's she getting that? And he says, well, we'd have to look into that, and I can't comment on somebody else. I said, that's an easy way to get out of jail for you, that you can't comment on something else. Yeah, a cop out, right? And he said, there's a 10-year waiting list to get a 3-bedroom house in Clondalkin, right? And I says, well, that's funny, yeah, because when I went over and I talked to the girl over at a new place and saw her a new place, I was also talking to some of the other residents there that were also foreign and have been only here between 9 months and 2 years, and they've also been placed by Choice Based Lettings into these places. So can you explain that one to me? Are they all lying? And you're telling me the truth
as well, like you're obviously a Choice Based Lettings outside there. So like, same with my ex-missus, like my kids, man, yeah. Like she's on it fucking 10 year now, 11 year now, I'd say, right? She's on the housing list, like she's on the Choice Based Lettings about 2 years, I think.
If they're paying for hotels, what they're paying, what was it, 8 million a bloody day or something like this, and they're going to the lengths that they go to house these people, you'd be a fool for not thinking that they're not already prioritised the overall state housing association.
What I was about to say there is finishing up is to say, like, she hasn't seen a 3-bed house on Choice Based Lettings in months.
Yeah.
It's only ever 1 bed. It's only ever 1 bed or 2 beds on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is what
these 3 beds, it doesn't make sense.
And there's
nobody's targeting the councils, are they though?
Exactly.
Yeah, but hold on, they should be fucking elected in for number one. Number two, also, there was another guy there that had 7 kids, and he's given a lovely fucking big house up in Wicklow there.
Yeah, they're all his nieces and nephews.
Yeah, did you see that though? Did you see the house he got? Like,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's massive.
Like, my God.
Right. That's right, Suzanne. There's 3 lists.
I'll tell you. Sorry, can I just finish what I'm saying there? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. But what I'm saying is, right, I know a lad that was in homeless, right? He has 10 kids, and he was kept there for nearly 3 years. And I still don't know to this day, did he actually get somewhere because of the amount of kids that he has, him and his missus. He walks his bollocks off every day. She walks her bollocks off, but they fell on hard times. But they still didn't get a fucking council house in the 3 years that they were in that homeless accommodation.
By the time you have got it, but by the time you do get a house, you're in the depths of despair. Everybody, I know this, you know, it's even worse in Ireland, I know, but even here in the UK, you know, people are in a depth of despair because they've waited that bloody long. They're so desperate, you know, and they lose everything to go to pot, you know, because this time's always ticking along. And you're talking, you know, some people are waiting years. There's a guy in London, 14 years, he's been on a list. You know.
One of my friends who was anti is a sitting TD in our area is on the housing list, 17 years.
Yeah, Lady Bear. I understand that. That's in some places like Finglas and Ballymun and places like that. They've got a different kind of list to see. Most of them have a choice-based list. Yeah, like South Dublin County Council and Dublin County Council and Fingal and so on. You know, all the different councils have there, but you all do it a different way. So if you're with Dublin County Council, you can go on it on the means of, you know, like you've got illness, right? And I suffer with a fair severe illness I do, but it doesn't make any odds what my illness is. Yeah. These people are coming in healthy as fuck and being given places. There's people there with kids and they're being left in fucking $2,000 fucking a month, fucking HAP accommodation. Do you know what I mean?
And getting grilled while they're doing it. Getting they're worried
about the fact that landlord can sell up that house. They've got nowhere to go in 28 days of him wanting to sell that, and you're fucked. Do you know what I mean? You can either stand your ground and then get ripped out of the house if you want, and the guy will happily help them get you out there. And anyway, so you're in a no-win situation. And then if you're being put in a place,
did you say that on Grip there from 40 minutes ago? Breaking, locals proud of community action as plans for asylum centre in Connemara, Gaeltacht village of Carnet now dropped. So that Gaeltacht area you were planning on putting migrants into now, the iPass for it is not going ahead now.
They're realising and understanding that the people are not going to have it, and they're going to cause all out.
There's a few after getting called off the last few days. Like, you know what I mean? Coolock was last week, but in the last 2 or 3 days, I think there's one in town that they're getting cancelled. I think the ABB, there's rumours about that getting shut down. You know what I mean? But they're still a little bit skeptical. Like, but there's 2 or 3 places like that are just fucking. People are realising now the power is in their fucking hands. Get out on mass numbers, oppose it, and the government will think fucking twice. Now, I understand. Not every year.
Well, for the audits, no, Tallaght is not a big Sinn Féin area.
Well, like, it's not a big Sinn Féin area, but it's like it doesn't seem to be a big nationalist area at the moment either, does it really?
Where are the nationalists for us? Where are they?
No, well, in fairness, right, the only one that I see really on the ground in Tallaght now, I know Paddy Houlihan is doing a hell of a lot of work in the background, right, and a lot of people in Tallaght don't trust him, but I trust him, yeah. But Jan McCarthy or Jan McCarthy, wherever his name is, the Irish name, National Party fella, he's always out, like he's like, fair play to him, like, you know what I mean? But like Paddy Houlihan is doing a lot for Tallaght in the background. But Jan, National Party is always built on the ground all the time, so hats off to him.
Like, I understand where you're set with that, Kev, but I can't trust that, me personally.
Yeah, no, a lot of people, like, listen, I've heard people call him shin or this, shin or that, and like, I've had conversations with the fella, I can tell you, he doesn't even support, like, he hates Sinn Féin. He left Sinn Féin off his own accord years ago because he didn't like the way the party was going, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that.
I heard some people saying about him, but a lot of his transfers went to Sinn Féin. That's out of his control. Like, it's,
as you know, it was up at Crookston, it was when he came up and showed his face.
Where, Crookston?
Yeah, when he came up and showed his face, that wasn't support.
And everybody started roaring and shouting at him. Yeah, that's not his constituency. He told me the other day when I was talking to him, he was like, I can't get correspondence writing on Crookston. He said, it's not my constituency. He says,
but that seems to be the way for anybody that wants to be joining the so-called far right. And it's the same. I know people don't like Malachy and don't like Gav and all that sort of shit, but still they have to do a job, right? But they're in there and they're protesting and asking about various different things that the fucking council don't want to give out because it's a full lefty council.
Yeah, because they can't. The council. See, like remember when Gavin Malachy got laughed out of the chamber a few months ago? Remember after asking the that was net like they can't propose motions like that. Only TDs and shit like that can. Like literally, councillors like. People underestimate the power of councillors. Like councillors are even the last people to know about proposed iPass centres going into their areas and all. So
I'll tell you something now,
there's a lot of shady cunts out now, you know.
Well, here's something for you, Kev, right? Have you got contact with them at all, by any chance?
With who?
Malachy and Gav.
Not Malachy, no, but yeah, I can ring Gavin Pepper right now for it.
But like, is it possible to get him up on the live? Because not this week, but next week.
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not tonight. No, if we could.
No, but probably next week, right? Because
you probably see him. Listen, you probably see him in Cork in 2 weeks. So even chat.
Yeah, well, even if we do, but this is what the deal is, yeah.
So you know who old man Marley is, don't you?
Obviously, he's one of my best mates.
Yeah. So basically, he says a good controversy on the live. Look to bring Gav up, and they want to have a little word with him on here. Yeah. Like a good debate. You know what I mean? Not fucking screaming down.
Absolutely.
Because, and if we could get Malachi in, it'd be even better again. Because then we can kind of put it out.
I don't think Malachi's a bit of an egotistical maniac. He won't come into a space like this. But Gav, like Malachi's like, oh, you're not going into a stream with them. Like they're like, who are they kind of thing. But Gav's just one of us. Gav's like us. Gav jump in and say no problem. But Malachi's a bit of an egotistical cunt, so he probably.
But you understand the debate that it'd be and the way it would work out. Yeah. That was suggested to me by old man. Do you know what I mean? And he says, "Well, let's see what I can do." Do you know what I mean? If that's the case, we could sort that out. That'd be a fucking
as long as it's going to be like a healthy debate where they're not going to be like, "I'll kill you and I'll do this and I'll do that."
Yeah, well, we don't want any of that. No, we don't. That's not this.
Yeah, no, I know it's not that this kind of live, but you know what, Gav and a few of the lads are like.
I know. Like, you know what I mean? I've been there. I know.
No, but what I'm saying is like they have to be able to just have a good debate, trash everything out, and then hopefully whatever questions or whatever they have to ask each other can be.
I just love to see that, and I obviously love to see an opposition as well come in. And I mean, I'm not joking when I say this. I know he's not going to get it. Paul Murphy or something to come in and see if he have the ball to stand his ground.
Have to do the podcast outside his office during opening hours to catch that cunt.
He's busy watching the kids, Paul Murphy.
He doesn't know what his fucking child's fucking sex is.
He's trying to decide what it is.
No, but exactly.
Can you leave that other thing with me anyway? And if we don't talk to Gav before I call, then we'll chat to him down there.
Yeah, well, like if we can sort something out, it'd be a fucking good buzz, like, you know, and good healthy chat, like you say. And another thing as well, it's no Sideshow Bob or People Before Profit. He always wants to open his mouth just because he can speak a bit of fucking lingo. Let him come in here and let him, like, see if he has the balls. People Before Profit. If anybody's listening on the outside in, Sideshow Bob is the one that has the mad haircut, the black guy. Yeah,
if he wants to gladly welcome any debate with them.
Yeah, what? Sorry,
embrace it.
Sorry. Yeah. So anyway, it'd be nice if we could get like people in, you know, just to give it a debate from the other side. Any of the window lickers that were at the, you know, the counter protest that I think they'd have the balls to come in. I'd like to see that come in as well. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know who puts up a good argument and a good debate, right? And I know some of you probably don't like her and all, right? I don't. It's not that I don't really like her. I don't, like, it's not. I'm a bit 50-50 with her. But you know, you have one Maeve that's always on TikTok.
Yes.
She gives a good health. She's a good person to have a good healthy debate with because she seems to be.
Cave Girl.
What?
Captain Cave Girl.
Is that who?
Maeve with the big hairy legs.
Yeah, like she gives a good debate. Like, remember a couple of weeks ago, she was saying like she would come to a march and shit like that if they were just more than a one-trick pony. Like it's all they seem to be about immigration. Like and there's more to what's going on. I know immigration is a lot of people's main priority and shit like that. But like I think there is a few lefties there, lads, who are starting to kind of sway more to the centre and to the right a bit. Like there is a few of them, like, you know what I mean? But it's
I reckon they're the ones out there now seeing exactly what is happening.
She'd probably be one to get Gavin Pepper on a good debate. Holding Gavin Pepper, I reckon, would be a good debate. Like,
yeah, but I have reasons for wanting the others as well.
Obviously, I'd prefer the boys because I'm mates with fucking old man.
Yeah. I know this.
As well. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, but no, just like, or even if you could get her up another time as well, like, I'm telling you, Horton Gav would be a good debate. Like, but yeah, we try and work on Gav boys first.
Yeah, I just know. I can feel that in my bones already.
Yeah, it'd be some crack, wouldn't it? I'd be sitting here with the popcorn and the chocolate, just smoking me joints.
I know, nobody could choke anybody. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no one could kill. Well, then again, you probably hear one of the lads, I get into my car now, I'm coming over to you.
Yeah. But look, at the end of the day, the loudest voice, you always hear the two of them in the back of everything. Do you know what I mean? And they tried to do it on the steps, and they tried to put it in front of everybody. They didn't give a fuck. They put the word across in front of everybody to Malachi, and made it very fucking.
Yeah, that's because the lads done their side of the deal and done security for them. You know what I mean? And then they refused to let Yoke speak. Mandy. And Mandy's been around fucking like longer than this movement in 2021. Like Mandy's been around for years and she's a mad thing. And do you know why she won't be allowed to speak? Because she put every single speaker to shame.
Well, the thing is, hold on. He agreed that he's going to let people fucking speak at this one on the 22nd. Yeah, and it's a better PA system.
People are getting pissed off.
Yeah, well, look, at the end of the day, we have to get the numbers bigger than what we had last time.
Well,
it has to be bigger.
Same page.
How can you turn around and say only elected representatives, like we have hundreds of them throughout the country? We have about 10, if even 10, throughout the whole country. So you're going to need
but then he let his missus.
Like Mandy, like myself. I don't really like speaking, like, you know what I mean?
Hold on, Kev. Then he let his missus talk. She wasn't elected.
What?
He let his missus talk. She's not elected.
Who's missus?
Malachi's.
Malachi's missus wasn't talking.
She was, yeah.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And that's what there was outrage over it. And Derek Floyd wasn't allowed to speak. Derek Floyd wasn't allowed to speak. Now, I'm not the greatest fan of Derek, as you know, but at the end of the day, if he has something to say, he's being tried to be elected. He's tried to get up there. And the same with yourself. Your voice should be up there. Because you try to get out there and get elected yourself, and you're not going to get your face known by not getting up and saying something. Do you know what I mean?
You know what, with me, Giddy, look, they won't let me speak, right? Because like, an old man Marley and all the boys were there that day. Like, we had the big massive one out in Killock, and I was going to announce that I was running in the locals and all, and they, like, Malachi and all stopped me from speaking, like, in my own area, and I let everybody else speak and announce they were fucking running and doing this, and then old man Marley come to me and he's like, "Me bollocks, run him up and take the yoke and all off." And I was like,
"These people aren't elected. As we know, they're selected. You know, and all of them."
Malachi tried to tell me not to run, while also then trying to push Rowan Croft, who was an engineer in the British Army during the Troubles and all, like, over a local lad. You know what I mean? If that's not something to be fucking really about,
I was there. If I had been there with you that day, you know yourself, with the back of you 110%, happy going up take that week, no problem.
Like, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, why not support the local lad? Why push somebody who was an engineer in the British Army during the Troubles? You know what I mean? And an engineer is just as bad as an army soldier to me, because you're the one that's fixing that fucking materials there. You're the one that's fixing our equipment to go into war and invade Ireland, like, and cause murder. And he was
when they blow up the bridges, they're the ones that repaired it to get the soldiers back over the bridge.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly, so that's just as bad. And Malachi went and pushed a Rowan Croft, like, him over me, like, in the locals, because I can't be controlled. That's why they don't let me speak at most of these things, Gideon. That's why they kind of overlook me, is because I can't be controlled. I won't do what they want me to do. I'll do what I want to do.
Yeah, you want to speak your mind. Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's the whole idea.
That's why they put a stop to Mandy speaking, can they?
Yeah, but look, we could sort that out. And anyway, but if you're going to go for it again, I know you're taking a break away from it, and I know that you're trying to sort your head out about it. But if you do choose to do it again, bring us on board this time. Make our own fucking little group, because Mousy said he'd go for Sandyfoot. Me and Boots would go for Clondalkin. You're going for fucking. Well, I'm saying it now.
Where's that little young Florian from?
He's from Clondalkin.
Is he? What do you think of him?
I like him, I do, but I still have a little bit of trust issue. That's all. I'll talk to you private about that.
Yeah. But look, you need to kind of get, like,
because it's just I find it coincidental that he wanted to go to protests and he wanted to know about me and Boots and where we go and who we do be with. Do you know what I mean? Though that's none of his business. If he's coming to one, he's coming to one. If he's not, he's not. Do you know that's that way?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but like, yeah, you need to kind of get.
Could be one of these little guards
now in your own area. Well, look, I always say to the lads, like they know what kind of people they're dealing with now, right? So if you want to come in and try and infiltrate a group, it's like whatever happens there happens there now, because you know what you're dealing with already. If you get caught and found out, you're getting dealt with accordingly. Simple as.
Yeah, of course you will.
So I mean, like,
no fucking about. I'll make it very clear. I'll try a trolley to your feet and fuck it into the mouth.
There you go. Here, look at that comment, Paul O'Neill. Thank you very much. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you.
Manager right in with 50 goals and
And who did he stop? Who remember the Graham Kearney made a cracking speech down in East Wall, and from that moment on, they refused him to speak at East Wall again as well.
yeah, but he got also barred from fucking going near social media at all, didn't he?
Yeah, why do you think?
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware. Yeah, I know what you mean.
He had hundreds behind him. He had thousands behind him. So
and where is he today now? What's the story with him today? Does anybody know?
I think last year he got a trial date for 2026. Well, until this trial date, he has to stay off all social media. He can't fucking he can't go to protest. He can't do nothing. He's been silenced the last 18 months. I think he has a trial. I think it's the end of 25, or I think it's this year, or it's the start of next year. I think his trial is for inciting. I'm not sure exactly what it's for. Could be for inciting violence, violence or stuff like that.
So they're trying to say McGregor done that as well, Joe. Like they're talking bollocks out, and they tried that with loads of people. They have plenty of people's dogs are being kicked for fucking lawyers and bullshit out of Garda.
There, look, Graham Kearney nearly got attacked that night. He 5 gallons of Bally surrounded him that night. Yeah, of course he did. Listen, I don't even know Graham. I met him once myself, right? And it was the day I was in court, and actually Craig Power was with me in court, and we were over in court 2. I think Graham was over on court 4, so he was across the Fourier, like, and
that's another person I'd like to see come up. Craig as well.
Your woman who was with Graham knew Craig knew them, so he rocked over. Like, and when my first time ever meeting Graham, you know what I mean? He shook my hand, gave me a hug and all, and was like, Kev, he says, your fucking videos the last while are getting me through all this shit and all, you know what I mean? And then that's when I think he got his trial date for late 25 or early 26. But like, I'd like to see, like, I really hope he does get off for it, because fucking he's a good man, like, and he only had pure intention speaking that night, like, you know what I mean? And
you can tell by the heart that he spoke with.
Yeah,
you can tell 100%. Listen, you know real people at this movement, then you know fucking bullshitters, and you can see them a mile off. Yeah. And I'm not going to say it the way people want me to say it. The likes of Maliki and all that, they're not real fucking patriots. They're not like us. They're not like the boys that I've stood with. As you know, like all the boys, like Southside says, no, not people just kind of, you know, they kind of led the way to this. Do you know what I mean? They're the ones who got all the information on everything about everyone. Do you know what I mean? And none of that would have been put out there and shown without them doing what they done.
No. There's a lot of people who have done shit in the last few years, like that people just don't appreciate whatsoever. Like, you know,
the recognition's not there for the real people. The recognition is not there. Well, it's not that they want fucking recognition, because they do it for their country. They don't do it for recognition.
Look, Lady Avera, sorry, Giddy, Lady Avera, his girlfriend Susan. Oh, I'm actually friends with her on Facebook. Actually, yeah, said he's in court soon. She's looking for support. Oh, well, if they're looking for support in the court, absolutely, that's I think we need. If he wants support, now I know last year or 2 years ago when he was up, he said he didn't want that at this time, because I think they were only trying to arraign it and sort it out and all that shit. But if he actually wants support for his trial, yeah, lads, I think loads of people should be there if he wants it. That is,
of course, yeah. Anybody that has a real fucking heart about this country in them, I promise you, like, there's people out there that will back you. You know what I mean? It's just having the right people to do it. Do you know what I mean? Somebody's on about Cannon and Little Dozer.
That's against they're inciting hate, inciting violence all day, every day.
Little Dozer wet his pants he did outside the court yesterday when he was called out.
No worries, steady. Catch you later, bro.
Did you see him in these little pink Crocs?
Yeah.
See you later, Daddy.
See you later.
So what I'm saying is, it's like the likes of Cannon and those little fucking muppets now, they've just even made themselves worse than what they were. They like the fear of them doing anything to anyone, whether it be through courts or fucking anything. The fucking muppets always have been, always will be. I would happily stand anywhere with them anytime they want. I've offered them a fucking straightener. I'd even tie my hand down around my arse to fight with my left hand.
You'd never have a fight.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I hate people like that. Do you know that? Like,
just ring the guard.
No, it's like I have the pictures there still. Yeah, they put blades up and they said they're going to rape me missus and everything else. Yeah. Yeah. Like, and they think they're walking right that way. I ever see them. They just don't know me that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will absolutely fold them up and break them up and stamp all over their brain. They just don't know it. I'll stick me 2 fingers up their nose and pull them out through the back of their head.
Kitty be playing them like bagpipes.
See there, KO.
It's not that. It's like you go after me. Go after me family. That's a different story.
Yeah, I always say the same thing as well. Like, I can handle myself, it's no problem. Come after me, it's not a bother. Like, but you start family and you're dead, man.
You come to the person that you have the problem with. You don't come to the person that's looking closest to you. Because they all put it up. They all went up on a live they did, and they all said, "Well, we can't get to Gilly. We'll get to his missus and we'll get to his family, and this, that, and the other." But he didn't manage to do that because his missus didn't take any heed and says, "You just don't know, Gilly. You just don't know what you're playing with there." So I mean, and I live in the head, and I'm happy with that.
The guy shared a good joke on Facebook there yesterday. It's like, yeah, hold on, I get up what I said now. It's regarding me, little young one, like it's just a little post. Hold on. And I was just saying it, I was like, yeah, I don't share much shit like that, but when I seen it, I was like, yeah, nail on the head that. Hold on, where is it? Yeah, no, not that. Hold on, it's the next one there, I think. Yeah, right here we are. It just says,
Sean, I can show you they're going to disappear.
About my daughter, don't even play with your life like that. You know what I mean? So when it comes to kids, like, you don't mention anybody's kids at all. Like, you know what I mean?
I know. Fucking no, man. Listen, I hear you. I'm a father, as you know. And man, I swear, any man threatens my child, like, you'll need more than a fucking army to stop me, because if I ever catch you for it, you're going to wish that you weren't born.
Like, you know what? Like, I just wish that they would just bite the bullet and just say, you know what? Yeah, right. A gang of us will meet you somewhere. You know what I mean? And just right, we have a strain, and the survival of the fittest. Whoever walks away. Whoever doesn't. That's it.
Have you seen the state of his little mush outside that court and the way his arse fell out?
One clatter is falling in half.
One clatter, like, I wouldn't stop myself clattering him. I'd want to break him really bad.
Like, looking at the size of you, right? Like, I was only saying it to the boys the other day at the camp. We were saying about it, and I was like, he's a big bloke. I was like, I wouldn't like a clatter of you, like, you know what I mean? And like, seeing that little pea head, like, it crushed that face for a slap, man.
Well, it's not bad. Like, I don't intentionally go out to slap anybody. I always try to be nice and polite and respectful towards people.
Obviously, but that's what I'm saying. Self-defense. If you ever start running up on you, and
I said this already, and he turned around and says, "You wouldn't be able to move fast enough for me, Giddy." I says, "Listen, it'll take one slap. Trust me, and you won't be getting back up."
Mm-hmm.
You just don't seem to understand that. I'll literally fall on you like a fucking tower.
But hasn't your man Cannon's apartment now been exposed today?
What?
Have you seen Cannon's apartment has been exposed today? Like, there's 3 sets of apartments together, and somebody came out. I don't want to mention his name. Came out and said that it's the middle apartment.
Yeah. I know who it is. Is that the one in Blanche?
I couldn't tell you where it is. Could you tell you? But I just seen the post today.
In Blanche, in the Gallops.
It's the defo, is it? It's definitely his spot.
Yeah.
Supposedly, yeah.
That's interesting, huh?
But hold on a minute, Kev. I'll just go back to the conversation that you said, and you're right. You're 100% right. You said to me, "Don't get me into trouble for other people." You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's true. If people want to do them things, let them.
Yeah, they regret it one day.
Yeah, that's it. At the end of the day,
God don't want to always be around to protect them. Like, you know what I mean?
He uses it as a, what you call it? They use it as a, like, oh look, it's racist, and get me moved somewhere else. Yeah. So nobody goes near him. He's not racist. Let him live in fear. Let him walk for himself.
I'd like to see them put him into the family home in Killock. It's a nice secure area, isn't it?
I would love nothing more.
You get the TLC fucking needs tables, ladders, and fucking chairs.
Yeah, and listen, there's a new funeral home on you to get built as well. They're building a new crematorium right beside us. I don't know how far to bring them.
I tell you now, like, the man is fucked up with another girl already. he only had a baby with her and he broke up, and now he's trying to sue her for the car because she took the car. That's how sad this cunt is. Do you know what I mean?
What?
So he has got a track record of fucking beating women up.
Yeah.
That says it all for me. Do you know what I mean? That's why he won't face a man, because he hasn't got the balls to face a man.
100%. Yeah, like he's a pure. If people still question him now as to what he is or who he is, like they don't think he's like an agitator or this and that, then they need to wake up. You know what I mean?
Look, at the end of the day, right, if you're going to face somebody, right, you're going to get a bloody nose or a broken nose, or you're going to get black eye, a few bruised ribs, probably something else, right? You're not going to die from it. You're not going to be all the rest of your life crying about it. It's going to hurt all for about 15, 20 minutes, probably a bit aching for a few days. And that's as far as it goes.
That's it.
But, you know, at the end of the day, if you start whinging about it, that like you're afraid to get a slap, like, it just makes you look like a pussy.
That's it.
Like, I just look like this, yeah. If there was 10 men in front of me, and I'm not saying I'm any hard man or nothing else like it, but I'll run into you and win them. I don't care. And anything that comes in the way of your face is just getting hit. I'll probably get battered, don't get me wrong, but listen, I'll get up after and walk off down the road, happy days. Because I went in and had me go. But these little packets that are on the end of the line, they won't do it.
Oh, did you see that big fire in a hospital in England? St. Michael's Hospital in Bristol, top floors on fire, hope all are alright. What the fuck?
Who put that up?
Someone on Facebook is just see it there now. The thing is blazing. What the fuck? A hospital.
What the fuck was that?
That was the noise of it.
What do you call it? Fucking Sean there. I know he would have fucking kids with it. I don't understand what
Story.
anybody sees with it. But look, we'll go off that anyway, because all that is just how can I put it? Like bad vibes. Just shit.
She looked like a fucking jack-o'-lantern, none of us.
Who?
Mrs. Cannons.
Oh, there's what's the
double
crack?
barrel Stockholm.
To see Paul Nolan's video, your man asking about crack.
No. Which one is this? No, I haven't heard that about. Go on.
Palestinian in town rocks up to Paul Nolan and he's like, you know where I can get rock? And he's like, crack? He's like, what? He's like, yeah. And then two coppers are walking by then and fucking Paul pulls them. He's like, so Gareth, he's asking me for crack this one. And then he said he's from Palestine. I actually seen it on Ulysses' page on Yoke last night. He's just strolling through town, man. I was like, what the fuck?
Should compare that to remember your man at the riots. He is only weird.
Here, what can you say? Can you say this?
So you're in Dublin City looking for crack cocaine. Why you walking around the streets of Dublin asking for crack cocaine? Hang on a second now, no. How much money do you spend on crack per day? These fellas looking for crack cocaine off me, let them sell it. From Palestine, one of our new members of the society. Why are we bringing in drug addicts? We have enough of them. We don't sell drugs, but you can't just run.
It's not for me, he says, it's for my friend, and then the copper just tells him to move on.
Because there was a setup for Paul and fucking Tinker to get nicked. That's what that was.
Tinker with him, was he?
I don't know. Usually they are hand in hand, but
what video in Sandyford that done nearly right down council involved. Did he expose another two centres in Sandyford today, did he? Thought I seen a video on his fucking page earlier. Another new couple. Mousey up out that way, eh?
Yeah, I'm out that way. I'm just around the corner from Paul.
Is there two new iPad centres going there?
Well, I was down Dundrum last week, Kev, and I went down looking for a solicitor, and I found one down behind the Garda station down Dundrum, and down there's another iPass centre. I walked into the place looking for the solicitors, and there's like a lot of foreigners there walking down the stairs and all that. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I went into the solicitor, came back out, and I said, what's this? And they wouldn't answer me. I went walking back out. But I said to David, I won't even mention his name, but I mentioned to him that I'll go back down and get a few photographs and show people that's a new iPass centre down there. It's in some gaff.
What the fuck? They're just gonna bypass fucking centres now, man. They're just gonna use gaffs in apartments and fucking. Oh, this cunt has loads of pages now. Where the fuck is it?
Who's this?
Paul.
Yeah, but the Chinese leader encouraging the Chinese to invest in the housing market.
They've been doing that for a long time, Paul. They've been investing in the housing market since probably about 15 years ago. They bought up best part of Dublin, I'd say.
There's a place close to me, Giddy. Some Chinese bought the whole lot of it, and he's selling now for 700,000 each house.
Made a fortune out of this country. Leaders drive everything.
Don't let cars in or cars out. They're blocking people in. They're blocking the public road. Don't let people in or out.
There's another one here now.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
It's only because of what's going on these out there.
Oh my God, you got.
Yeah, I've seen that video Tony put up the other day to see all the fucking iPass centres within a 5-minute radius in Tallaght.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck, man? Like Tallaght is getting overloaded.
Jammed. It's getting jammed up with it.
Fuck up here, Kev. Have you been back to the iPass on my old road, Crow Parkland? They are still there just as long as he's still. What that you want about the place where we went to one night just a few us and we were talking to the little young fella at the gate. I thought that was finished. You just don't fucking know anymore, lads. They look seriously, like it's just. I know we had a great result in Coolock, but like where the fuck are them cunts going now? Like,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Just like if we can just pass them on to each area, right? And each area just keeps saying no. Like they'll have no choice.
Have you seen the tram yard? Have you seen the tram yard down Tallaght?
The what?
Do you know they call it the tram yard or something like that in Tallaght? So it's City West.
The tram yard.
Or something like that it's called.
No.
Basically, it's a load of new apartments, and every single fucking.
Oh, the tram line. The tram line apartments.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, they're along the Lewis.
Oh, foreigners. Every fucking one of them foreigners in it.
Sure, yeah, all the ones that got built beside the Belfry and all them ones, like they're all like mostly all foreigners in them as well, and all the way down the road to City West Hotel and City West Shopping Centre, and even the ones further down the road as well. And no doubt the ones that are being built on the ground, the City West Shopping Centre, are going to go to all foreigners as well.
I'm telling you, the amount of fucking buildings that are going up, yeah, they're going up only for them. They're not going up for our own.
Yes,
the ones in Clondalkin called, you know where the new mills is?
What?
The new mills. In Clondalkin.
The new housing estate, though?
Yeah, well, not the new housing estate, but the new apartments that are down near the trams.
Is not new development, the 7 mills or something?
Yeah, 7 mills, that's it. Fucking, what you call it? 400 grand for the 2-bedroom in there, yeah? And they're being given them out left, right, and centre like fucking popcorn.
That's where that board is. You
what? Sorry?
You say 400 for a 2-bed?
Yeah.
What?
400 for the 2-bed, 440 for a 3-bed. There's 4 beds in there. I don't know how true it is.
Hold on. 440 for a 2-bed and 430 for a 3-bed.
No, 4 for a. No, hold on. What was it? 400 for a 3-bed. Yeah.
And 500.
No, hold on. No. Well, it goes up to 550, believe me, in there.
What? Same with the ones in Oscar Traynor Road, man. 440 grand. Affordable housing, that is, as well. I wouldn't mind. Who the fuck
And that, like, they get ran by fucking Housing and
Fluid.
what's the other one? And Clwyd, yeah. But it's not South Dublin County Council that has them. South Dublin County Council has their own stock. Do you know, like the likes of Bon Oak and Neilstown and all that.
South Dublin County Council are in partnership with them or something. The Clwyd Housing and the 2000. That's why they're one that are advertised on the CVL as well. You ever see sometimes it's say privately owned.
Yes.
South Dublin County Council, or it'll say like Cheward or whatever. Like,
and down in 7 Mills, you're not allowed to have a dog or a cat.
What? Was that not like one big, like that's a big, huge, massive development, isn't it?
It is a massive development. They have get this, they have a pitch in the middle of it. Do you know, like a proper laid out pitch and fucking like all gated in for indoor football in the middle of it, yeah. For all the children to play.
475 in Ballyshannon, Kilmore, 500k. Fuck off. What? 500 grand for a gaff in Kilmore?
But there was one going in my estate there, Kev, a couple of weeks ago, up the road from me. It was 395,000 on the market, and it's going for now 520,000. So it's a council estate. The gaffs are in bits.
Crazy. It's because of the name of the area.
Sure, come out. Neilstown itself. Yeah, wait, get this, right? Neilstown itself, right? And I only know this because one of the cousins, his dad was thinking of selling up. But 400 grand to live down in Neilstown, Rolandstown, like 400 grand.
No, that's like the ones getting, like I just said there, in Oscar Traynor Road, man, 400 odd grand to live like on the Oscar Traynor Road, to live basically in Coolock. Like, they got, like we always say as well, right? I only had this conversation with one of the lads. I
don't look at it like that though, Kev. I don't look at it as where you live, it's how you live. Yeah,
how
it's
you
live,
yeah.
Yeah.
See, like what Mousy just said there, right? They got like where that is, and the gaff's not right. Like the gaffs in Darndale will probably go for similar, probably around like late 200s, early 300s, probably. And like it's prime locate. Like in Darndale is like prime locate. You wouldn't mind paying about 300 for a gaff in Darndale because you have everything you need. You have about 20 schools within a 10-minute drive. You have like saying within that 20-minute drive, you have about 5 beaches. You have about 7 or 8 different bus routes that goes through the area. Like you have so many schools, shop, you have everything. Like, but some of these areas that you're paying 400-500 grand for a gaff for, like you have fuck all in them.
You got Liffey Valley next door to Neilstown. That's about it. Yeah, you got the Clondalkin Village. Yeah, you don't have enough doctors as it is. You don't have enough fucking services as it is to deal with people up there. The ambulances take fucking an hour to get in around there, no matter how bad you are. Because there's only a few ambulances that are fucking doing it. Do you know what I mean? So, and then on top of that, to live in them areas, there's nothing wrong with the people in it, but it has its own, obviously, crime rate, as anybody's fucking fully well aware of. Do you know what I mean? But to pay like 300-400 grand for the house in there, no, thank you. Even to rent the house down there now, a private rental down there.
Like, where's your nearest beach to Clondalkin, Bray?
Yeah, probably.
Like, like in Darndale, within 10-minute drive, like you have within 10-minute drive, you have like basically Hout, you have the coast, like you know what I mean. You have Baldoyle Beach, you have Sutton Beach, you have Port Marnock, you have Malahide, you have Hout. Like that's all within 15-20-minute drive. Like, do you know what I mean?
We've got blessing.
Yeah, like it's mad. Like you have like the motorway as well. Darndale, like literally 2 minutes away from the N32, the M1, the M50. Like it's perfect location. It's just an absolute shithole.
I can see it. Like personally, I can see the way things are going to turn.
Yeah, it might take a bit of time, but like we're slowly but surely getting there. Like all you can do is like look at your community first. You know what I mean? Like just where you live. Once that's all right, then you concentrate on the wider area. Like you know what I mean? It's just fucking. I don't know. How many years are going to Cork? Guys, all gone, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is. We're trying to get a bleeding lift, or we're trying to arrange a bus or something here.
Would you not drive down?
Oh, my car's bollocks. My car's wrote off now.
Is it?
Yeah, my car's smashed.
Spoots, you're driving, eh?
Yeah, my car's in a bleeding rag at the minute.
I'm way out of that. It wouldn't be in the bag if you needed to go to the bleeding shop, would it?
No, motorway driving is out of question at the minute.
Yeah. No, I go myself. I have a lift myself. Like, I'm just hoping a few of that comes fucking go. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's supposed to be a bus going to Tala. That's what what's her name said to me. Fucking Green Eyes. What's her name?
Pretty Green Eyes.
Yeah. That's what she said to me.
So trying to organise it. I'm hearing there's supposedly one or two buses organised from QLOC as well. But I'm not exactly surely because I'm not really involved in it. Like, you know what I mean? Organising buses and all that stuff. Like, but I just hope it's a good turnout, like, because the Cork people have always come to Dublin, like, for the last few years. You know what I mean? Anywhere you go, they always come up. Even on the big rallies, even being up for some of the small rallies. Even a few of them even come up for the riots in QLOC, for fuck's sake.
I'll have to apply for me bus pass off the social welfare.
You need your
trains for free. Yeah.
You won't let us into Cork easily. You have all the lefty cunts at the train station gate waiting for us to get off. Where's your passport? Right, yeah, we'll give you a smack of it.
Yeah, the crusties will be out in Forest on the 7th. They will be all right.
Listen, the Cork, they always are. That's why, like, we need a big, like, this, like, every single Cork rally I've been to, like, we've been outnumbered. You know what I mean?
Yes, we're just trying to get a lift. We're just trying to get transport down. That's all we're trying to do.
This is
the range of bus.
I'll put them down in Cork. Cork is lefty land, it is.
Just the same as what's it? There's a lot of places that I've gone to for protests, and it's all been lefties. Like Waterford is another place full of lefties.
Giddy, where did we go that night? We got a bad reception off the people, remember?
Oh, that was down the country, that was, yeah. I remember that.
Giddy.
I didn't go down with you now, but you went down.
What are you doing, you, Giddy, for, Diddy?
I'll be back in a sec, guys. Just sorting out my own player.
All right, go on. Where was I'm trying to? Did the boy got it on YouTube, actually? Hold on.
Was that down in Beard or something, was it?
Clonmel,
yeah.
Rackra Hall it was. We went down.
There's one on the 22nd, then, isn't there? In Dublin. Guard Remembrance again.
Yeah.
Hopefully get the 50,000 out again.
Hopefully we can get fucking good numbers down in Cork and just continue on from there. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I hope. I wonder when Malachy and I'll go to Cork. Like. Yeah, you know, someone mentioned Charles O'Sullivan there. Where's that comment gone? Where's that comment gone that mentioned Charles O'Sullivan?
Charles O'Sullivan, yeah.
Charles O'Sullivan, a nefarious individual who points fingers, has a sketchy track record herself. Oh, of course he does. All you have to do is Google Samuel Lundy and you'll find out everything. Samuel space Lundy. You find out all about that cunt.
She's the one who's trying to be exposing people and getting people sacked from their jobs and all, isn't she?
She's the one that was behind Paul Connolly and all coming to QLOC that time. Remember we were supposed to have a big protest in town and it was called off, so she was fucking. Remember we uncovered the phone and all, Mousy show.
Yeah.
All the messages like, yeah, right, the one in town was cancelled, so just head out to QLOC and all. Remember she was saying to them like, "Oh, you want to go to a gaff with you?" Just outside, like, oh, I want to go up with an Israel flag and just fucking put it on our front gate. Imagine this.
Somebody made an AI image of her pouring drink down our young fella's throat.
Oh, stuff. Sick. But she was behind the Padda Brown fake protest as well.
Was she, yeah?
Yeah. So since someone do a reverse Google image on the fucking on the yoke and it said it originated, it was first posted on Ireland Against Fascism, was first that's where the page originated, like Charlotte O'Sullivan. And you know why she done it? Because Padda Brown's is a mad Republican pub, like Celtic mad, Celtic crazy, and I think Celtic are playing the cup final on that day. So there would have been a few hundred in that pub, and then when none of the so-called far right torn up, they would have been like, look, the far right, fucking. She already see it, like with our posters, the
Is that the
protest.
pub that has the Palestinian flag painted on the walls, on the back of the pub?
Yeah. So look, they're already saying that the protest is cancelled because the far right have met real opposition and real Republicans. This is what happens when you mess with them and all this shit. But they knew exactly what they were playing at. Celtic playing a cup final. They call a protest for a Celtic mad pub. Like, where there's going to be hundreds of people. You know what I mean? Like, she's brain dead. Like, the thing, like, she hates herself for what she done, and she hates everybody else. She posted pictures of my little young one at a protest on Customs Quay there a couple of years ago. Now we were at the background, and I had my little young one sat on the path. You know what I mean? Kind of like looking at all the crowd. You know what I mean? And it was a deadly picture, like, and she posted it on her fucking page. And it took me ages, like, to get her to fucking take it down. Like, it took fucking, like, somebody to get in touch with her and fucking blah, blah, for her to get her down. Like, to get her down. Like, you know what I mean? She's a cunt. She's a cunt.
I find that disgusting, man. People posting people's bleeding kids, man.
Charlotte O'Sullivan did Ireland Against Fascism, Lady of Early.
Charlotte O'Sullivan, the one who fed her son drink.
Yeah. And that's why she hates everybody. That's why she hates herself. Like, you know what I mean? So get her up on the podcast for a chat one night.
She won't come up here, you mad?
I was being sarcastic, you.
Fucking thing needs to be dropped into the sea.
The whole live be full of lefties, huh? Coming into the comments.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. We do need an opposition. We do need somebody coming in, and we do need somebody that's like, you know, opposite to what we think, just to see what their thinking is. Even though we're not going to listen to them, and we're going to be playing out fucking, that's not right what you're saying in any way. You know what I mean? But it's nice to have a bit of opposition and good debate, as they put it.
Yeah, you need to have healthy debate without roaring, screaming, shouting, and fucking everything else. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they all think that they know everything, that they're so highly educated. They can't dress themselves. They don't know what a shower is. They can't fucking, you know what I mean? Too busy sitting there squeaking a fucking machine all day.
I'm surprised she's so vocal considering her dress is being posted all over the internet. Yeah, I wonder where our address came from.
They had my address up there, my postcode and all, man. They had it one stage.
Yeah, I had Stephen Bedford blow me a kiss and tell me he'd see me at my address. It was on Friday. So yeah, and this was live. It was live on TikTok, right? When we had the big protest. Remember we had the big protest at the Customs Quay, and then we went around to Mount Street a couple of years ago. Remember?
Yeah.
And that's when he was on his bike, and he seen me, and he blew a kiss at me, and said, "I'll see you." Blah blah blah. Right? I said, "I'm going to fucking kill you." And he flew up the road past the Mount Street camp on his bike, and I'm on TikTok live, and I'm catching him. I'm running, I'm chasing him. And you could see the panic in his face as he knew we were getting closer to him. He stood up on the bike and started to cycle a bit harder, until he just jammed on the brakes and I ended up running past him, right? And he flew back down the road and flew back into the garden, like, you know what I mean? And then I was chasing him. I was like, I'll fucking kill you. I'll fucking, And then I had Paul Murphy post me address online, and then I had James O'Toole share it. Remember when we protested that Murphy's gaff?
Yeah, do you see the thing that fucking Andy put out about
there? Fucking brilliant. I just hope the area that they tried to move the ones into Coolock from, like, just fucking say no as well. You know, but yeah, it's a long, hard 14 months. Everybody played their part. They actually.
Did you hear the spiel about Andy?
Sorry?
You hear that spiel about Andy, about the guard watching him?
Andy who?
What's his name? Fucking.
From Coolock said no.
No, Andy Sharp.
Yeah,
Andy Sharp, yeah.
No.
He was saying about the guard that they were following him and everything else, and told to meet up with some guy or something like that. He was on about it on a live. Well, not on a live, on a fucking video that he made.
Oh, this was a few weeks ago.
A few months ago, yeah.
Do you remember the cycle we had? The melts? Oh, yeah, that was gas. So I have a video of that on my YouTube with you. I cycled up by the garden ringing the bell, ding ding. It was deadly. But yeah, back to the resulting kill. Like, yeah, there's a court case on now on Monday. I think it's just going to be like it was supposed to be July, but since the result last week came out, the court case is being brought forward to Monday. So I think it's just going to be struck out. And so it's like if people are around town on Monday, head to the forecourts for a little bit of a celebration. For
out with the champers. Are you buying the champers? Are you there, Kev?
What? We have no money in my thing. That is, you want to see the video with me holding the bottle of champagne? I had a sip of that. It wasn't nice. It was horrible.
Champagne is fucking muck.
Yeah, it was like it was a bit of a fucking vinegary like taste to it. Like it was.
I've had that Cristal and I've had that fucking Moe, and I tell you, they're about muck. I don't know how anybody could drink them.
Oh, what time is that? The court case? I think it's. Hold on. I have a message. Oh, did I delete that message? I'm a cunt for deleting messages, not them.
Kind of have to nowadays, don't we?
Oh, yeah, delete everything. Yeah, no, it's gone, yes. Well, it's usually around 10. Be at the court for about 10 a.m., 10:30 the latest. We'll find out exactly, and then I'll get back to you. Yeah, for about 10 o'clock in the morning, or Monday morning. Well, yeah, look.
How are you feeling now, way? How are you?
There have to be a protest for the last 28 days in a row, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
I thought I see it's up on Facebook or Twitter there for the last.
It's not that. It's since the 26th. There's been a protest
every day.
Like in fucking Portland Street or something had it one. Fucking D8, as we know. Ballyfermot. Fucking everywhere. Talent a lot. Everyone, and it's good turnout. It's not shite.
So yeah, but you know what? The good thing is as well, people are not waiting for like wannabe politicians to walk in and give speeches. No, the people are just taking it like themselves.
Yeah,
you know, themselves to go and do it, which is great to see. And then maybe you might see some. You might see some like people come out of the fucking shadows, come out of the backgrounds now over the next couple of years who are involved in the grassroots movement, then try and fucking go into the politics game and try and like we need councillors in, boys. But once the foreigners start getting into the councils, are fucked, because look at the way they're going now already. If foreigners are to go into the councils, our kids have no hope of getting housed. Even some of us have no hope of getting housed if we don't have housing already. So like the councils is where like it needs to be at, because they have the final say on who gets housing.
They're already getting into the Garda. They're already trying to get into the fucking army. They're already trying to get into everything that they can, the civil service, the council buildings, anything that they can. When you go into the social now, they're even serving behind the fucking
so like we can't allow them to like become local councillors, like, because then we'd be definitely fucked. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is what our government, they sat there and they said we need diversity. They need diversity. Like, where's Micheál Martin going to be in 10 years' time? Where's his kids going to be in 10 years' time? So they're not going to be sitting in a council estate. They're not going to be worried about the next fucking bit of bread and their table.
No, they shouldn't be allowed to even sit in a council or in say a TD's office, because their family has potential of being held hostage, say, or under threat over in a different country, you know, and force them to do things over here. And I don't think they should, for that alone, they shouldn't even be fucking allowed in.
No.
That's why it should be only people from the country, like that are fucking born and reared here.
Do you know what I've heard lately, Boots? You know your man fucking who does the Twitter spaces, fucking the country fella, Gavin, is it Gabon? No, him off-grid.
Yeah. Oh, Gareth Newman.
No, your man off-grid.
Gabon, yeah, you're right. I know who you're talking about.
Fucking, I heard him lately talking about like fucking in his spaces, it like some sort of like Dubai model, where like if people want to come here to live, that's grand, absolutely no problem, but you'll never be allowed to get involved in politics. You'll never be given citizenship, like, and all that kind of stuff, like, and I think of it myself, like, it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, if we can fucking, if in an ideal world, if we had no homeless and we had housing and we had this and we had that and we had some sort of cap on immigration, then you probably could employ that sort of a model. Yeah, no problem. You want to come in, that's absolutely fine, but you'll never be given citizenship and you'll never be allowed to get involved.
So you have to put, well, they did have to put 10 years of work or something in to get citizenship.
Yeah, exactly. Or you'll never be allowed to be involved in into politics or in any position of power that affects the shape of our country, like ever. You know what I mean? Well, feel free to come in all you want. Like that's in an ideal situation, like not in the current one right now. Like, you know what I mean?
There should be a law that they have no right to interfere with the Constitution of Ireland.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically saying. Like, they should never be allowed to have decisions that affect our countries.
And I think the Garda should be made uphold what their Constitution holds for them, yeah, and as well as the people. And the way, like when you do get pulled in the street and you pull out, so everybody knows about the Constitution all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I think that they should be. I think it should be a complaint against the Garda should be upheld and looked at properly. You know what I mean? And not just fucking, crisscrossed and no, we don't believe you because we say so. It should be another body looking at that, and they should be held accountable and upheld. Yeah, and the fucking the main fucking man that's over them, he should be like, there's a strike against you because there's another public man that going against one of your guards that's acting the bollocks out in the street because they're protesting, giving them Section 8s and all this bollocks.
Yeah. Some of them don't even know their own laws. Like, but the whole country from top to bottom needs a whole new reshuffle. Like.
If you saw, they and the other lads, you know who I'm talking about. They were up there in town, and they actually went down the road after them, trying to give them Section 8s. Do you know what I mean? Trying their best to give them Section 8, like, following them around, trying to give them Section 8, and telling them to go off the road and this sort of stuff.
And they were out of town or what?
The what?
It was the same couple that ran me out of town because when I uploaded the video not long after that or something, the fucking Davey sent me replied to the fucking story or something. I was like, that's him, that's the cunt who was fucking when they were all gathering in town going on the stroll. Yeah, and he just tried
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man with the red beard.
Yeah, the first fella that tried when he was like, "Oh, you can't avoid arrest you." I was like, "Yeah, let me face you, bleeding clown."
Yeah, man, out for a promotion that day he was.
Fucking easy. He threatened me with arrest 5 times, you know what I mean? He didn't even go through with it. Fucking arsehole.
What's his name? The superintendent. What was that superintendent's name that was up in Coolock?
Who?
The one that arrested the wire.
Oh, the one that told you to go.
That's the inspector, isn't it?
Inspector, yeah. What's his name?
Fucking. I don't know. I want to fill up the worst video there and he fucking mentioned.
I was walking up. Remember, I was walking up with you, Boots, and I can't remember what the situation was, but I asked the cop or something, and he was cheeky and all this sort of about it. Wouldn't give me the proper information that I wanted. But I saw him, and then like up there, he was moping around the crowd, trying to, go where I was.
Laughing at me in the comments, look, because
but last year, remember when we were doing the usher at the Oak on May 6th, and one of the lads had to walk from our protest. He went through the garden.
Yeah, Inspector McDavid.
One of the lads says to me, "Get him back in." So I was trying to get him back in, and the public order was standing in my way. But then he walked over and said something to your man, the public order fella, and he just let your man back out. Then, and I just said to your man, "Go on there." And he says, "You're doing their fucking work here." I said, "Look, I'm just stopping you from getting arrested."
Yeah. So here, when he said it to
that's me, all we wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, the day of the riot, he said it to me. I was on my way over to a few of the boys were standing at the wall. I hadn't seen in a while. So I was on my way over to him and he just stopped me right in my tracks and he goes, "Come here, you." I says, "What? Where are you?" I said, "No, I'm over here." He says, "Were you not hit with a Section 8 and told to leave the area?" I was like, "Yeah, 3:30 this morning." I was like, "It's 3:30 in the afternoon now." I says, "I'm allowed back." And then he turned his yoke on and he goes, "Well, this is on record now." He says, I'm giving you with the second Section 8 of the day. Says if you don't leave, you're going to be arrested. So I just walked across the road and went into the gaff as soon as it got dark. Then came back out. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking.
No, do you know that? You know that McDevitt? He walked down beside me when I was walking down on the May 60 was last year. He walked right beside me and he goes, "Would you not think about joining the Guards?" And I says, "Are you fucking real? Get the fuck out of my face." I said, "Don't be swearing in public." And I was like, "What?"
See, like, the day of the riots, like, you know what I mean? He fucking bleeding went into McDonald's demanding people demanding to see people's receipts and all, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the kids getting them out there.
What trip he was, man. Yeah, like, so he's just the first time I think
It's a couple like him that would be walking out in the streets on it. Well, he probably never will be on his fiddly thought, but when he is, someday will somebody walk up and give him a crack.
Yeah. Like the first time I seen him was at a protest down at Dublin Port. It's the first time I seen him. He was in uniform and all he was there. And then the second time I seen him was at the protest when we were.
He's an American bastard, he is.
Yeah, when we were outside the National Stadium with ICT a few years ago at one of them drag shows, fucking from a fucking countering it, like, and fucking basically like just showing people what they were bringing their kids into and all, like, you know what I mean? Sick bastards. But he was there as well. And then the next time I seen him, I think was in Killock, like. Oh, come back.
Just goes to show you, doesn't it? Like, the guy that all, and that's it.
They'll all be held accountable. Like, every single person that has turned on the Irish people, like, it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, might not be.
Do you know what's that lad's name, right? He was at the head of that fucking march in Killock, and he goes, "You won't be forgotten." Do you know who I'm talking about? It stands out in my mind all the time because he's walking along and he's like a mad thing he is there, and he just goes, "You won't be forgotten. You won't be forgotten what you fucking done."
In a pair of t-shirt, a pair of shorts. The same fella that was dancing around the cop on now.
No, not him. No, I fucking can't remember for the life of me who he is, but I'll never forget them words. That they were powerful, and the way he said it from the heart. You won't be forgotten. It won't be forgotten what you've done.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go, everybody. He says something like that.
I don't know who it is, but
I know who you're talking about. You're talking about fucking the young lad, ain't you?
Yeah,
Leon.
Leon, yeah.
This is a crazy man. He's 100%, man. I love to come to bits. So
I know. He comes into me lives now and again. He does, and Jesus, nobody can say that bad about me for some reason. He just likes me that way. I don't know why.
No, but he's real. You know what I mean? He's a straight cunt. Like he's not a snaky bastard. Like
you get what you see.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you know what I mean? You won't ever walk away like question like, does he like me? Does he this or is that? You know if he does or not.
You can tell that with him. And it's like, oh, my ma's calling me now.
Yeah, he's gassy. He's gassy. His ma's a legend as well. His ma's a my cunt.
But there you go, right? All the people who got sprayed down in fucking Killock, all the people who got wood, even your man, what's his name, that fucking works for Dublin Live, what's his name?
Robbie Kane.
Yeah, he fell over the wall, he did. Only for Boots fucking like nearly, well, you nearly had to catch him, didn't you, Boots? Fucking.
Oh, but then he went fucking flat on his face. I went over to pick him up. I thought he was dead. Fucking hell, you want to hear this crash off the ground? He went right onto the root of a tree.
Tried to get Boots and him over the wall away from the garden because they're coming up spraying everybody, trying to get into the car park.
We had to pull Gavin Pepper over the wall that day. He's out there with his phone and says, "They pepper spray people. You look something, we give you over there." It's on his video.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody helped out. Everybody tried to help each other. Do you know what I mean? Nobody ran away kind of thing. Everybody tried to help.
Well, I think we were kind of all like on edge when the public order rocked up because of what we had seen a couple of weeks beforehand in Newtown. Like, you know what I mean? We've seen how they reacted, and we're like, "Oi, look at these public order came in. Like, it has to get heavy." Like.
I tell you now, in hindsight, looking back at that, everybody should have grabbed a Tesco trolley, filled it with fucking wood, put petrol all over, set the light, and thrown it into the gates.
Like
few cars flying down the road, handbrake into them. You what?
Newtown was crazy.
I didn't go to Newtown.
No, I'm saying the videos like that were around, like from Newtown, were mad. Where people in that.
Yeah, just held the ground. That's what I'm saying.
Even people in the housing estates a couple of miles away, like, were still fucking getting pepper sprayed and told they wouldn't leave the gardens and all that. You know what I mean? It's just
like, to be fair, like, you know when Ballyfermot had their little protest, yeah? Well, I wouldn't say little, but it's a decent sized protest, right?
Yeah.
You go back about, say, 10, 15 years ago, they used to actually coax the Garda to come in with the riot squad and with, like, you know, armed police and whatever else. And then what they used to do was block the top of the road with rob cars and burn them out. So as they could catch them in there, and then the Garda would have to go on their toes. Yeah. And they catch them and take
Halloween and in the 90s, holy fuck.
Yeah, they used to get the containers and put them at the top of Ballyfermot, didn't they?
Just look at the papers. Just go back and look at the papers from the 90s and Ballyfermot, like for Halloween, especially. That's when the guard vans start driving around like canary cages, fucking barred up the fuck. Do you remember when they had the big rollers on the vans, and the cages just dropped down over them?
I was up in Gallenstown at the time when it was all happening. I used to go out to Gallenstown and purposely for fucking Halloween, without telling me out for my own, obviously. And fucking, I was only a kid myself going in around it, but I used to love all the atmosphere. Rob cars flying around you, fucking skidding everywhere. The guard are there chasing on foot, trying to batter people in the laneways and all. So it was fucking mad. It was crazy. They were in fucking Pajero Jeeps back then, believe it or not.
So I on the street years ago when the fucking there was riots in Tala and you had to call other guards in from other areas and the speed cops on Balliol came over. Fucking hell, they just pulled their bike up and got off and start battering people. And I mean, them old battens, remember them old wooden battens? Then smashing them around.
I'll tell you something for nothing. Clondalkin Garage Station had its own fucking thing as well. Them cunts, they used to have these old radiators, the old fucking school radiators. And they get you in there, right, and they put you to the ground, and then some cunt would get this handcuffs and handcuff you to the bottom of the radiator so you couldn't stand up. And every time you tried to stand up, you get a kick in the ribs or you get a box in the back of the head. And then you get put in the cell, you notice there's no bed. Next of all, 2 minutes later, the fucking door open and matches come flying in at you. 3 or 4 coppers behind it, battering fuck out of you. Couldn't see one of their faces and who it was that done it to you. You come out fucking holding yourself together, fucking about 3 o'clock in the morning. You shouldn't be fucking hitting the walls in here. The damage you could have caused into the cell. Cunt, yeah. They got away with more than they did.
Yes, they did, yeah.
The fans are like a fucking graffiti bleeding pad years ago. Remember that? Everyone's fucking name was on them.
The reason why they built that new cop shop is because of all the stories that were on the wall. They used to write the stories on the walls outside Clondalkin Garda Station of the shite that they used to do to people in there. There's people that went into the cells and they forgot to take the laces out and they were found hanging the next morning. So, you know, the Garda are fucking well aware of all the shit that they've done. They're the biggest criminals of all.
Of course they are. They're the biggest organised crime gang in the country.
How many eye passes in Clondalkin? Well, the Ibis is one, the Red Cow is one, the Soyak is one, and there's one that's in near the Mill Shopping Centre.
Between Tala and Clondalkin, playing loads, isn't it?
Yeah. And they have fucking another thing all being built just off the train tracks at Neilstown Bridge.
Yeah, like it's fucking like I remember reading a yoke there. It was about 18 months ago, I'd say, where it was like the amount of international protection applicants, refugees, or asylum seekers, basically the amount of newcomers between Tala and Clondalkin, I think, was like 10,250.
I think there's 408. Isn't there 408 immigrants coming in every single day?
That was about 18 months ago. Like, and when you look at what they're trying to do, like with City West Hotel now, they're trying to expand it, like for another 1,000, like another 1,000 people. Like, do you know what I mean? And
that's right. They're supposed to be expanding the City West Hotel, isn't it?
How many? Yeah.
That reminds me. Sorry, I meant to say this. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but it's on my head. Your man Nicky. What's his name? Nicky Hartley or something like that. Is that his name? National Party. Is that his name?
Oh.
Basically, you know, your man Mooney.
Yeah.
He's one of the highest paid. He's one of the highest paid in Ireland at the moment, right? So basically, freedom of information. He got all the fucking paperwork on all the iPass centres across Tala, everywhere basically. And in red, it shows how many times the Garda were called out. Serious incidents like fire, stabbings, all that sort of stuff. Fucking has it all out laid out. It's on fucking TikTok.
That's not related to City West, though.
Yeah, it is. City West as well, yeah.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah. All the incidents that have happened in Crooks Lane, City West, all the places right across the way. Freedom of information, you can get it all. But the serious stuff, they have it all blacked out that you can't see that. The Garda don't want you to see that. But the amount of calls that are being called out to these places. And me and Mousy was up outside Crooksland. This is last summer, wasn't it, Mousy?
Yeah.
And your man was well, we're messing with the security. We're telling that, like, you get a few pound in your pocket if you tell us the truth and all that. So he started telling us this, that, and the other. And then he told the name of the security company. Yeah. And then he was telling us people before profit go up there every day, checking in on them, making sure that they have what they need. Do you know what I mean? And we were like, really? Who is it? Is it Paul Murphy? And he says, yeah, bald guy says, yeah. And said, yeah, he comes. Paul Murphy going into Crooks Lane, making sure migrants have ever what they want. Do you know what I mean?
Should we caught a lad out there, Kev? I caught him on my glasses, so we recorded them and that. And I said to him then later on, make sure you follow me channel, man. Derek Mousey, right? He goes, oh, yeah. So I gave him one of my card things. And he came onto me channel then later on. So take my fucking video down. No fucking chance of that.
Yeah, it belonged to a fucking English company. A man's name was Steve something or other. Fucking, that was
what I was going to say to you there, Giddy, yeah. See the way City West is the biggest hotel in Ireland. Well, it's one of them anyway. I think it has 760 rooms or something, yeah. Like, right. If you go by, like, just the Red Cow Hotel, yeah, there's about 8 beds in each room.
Oh, yeah.
I doubt there's 8 beds in each room in City West, but if there is, well, then fuck me, like.
Sure, come here.
It's the guts of nearly what? About 6,000-7,000 people.
Well, I'll tell you for one thing, if they were to get together on the side to go street for street, the amount of people that be caught off guard,
yeah,
you know, they'd be unbelievable. Like, and there's fuckers out there that's not believing that this had happened. These half these fuckers have done this where they came from.
Yeah, all you have to do is look at the South Dublin says, no, lads, like the videos of the Red Cow with the 8 beds in nearly every single room that they video. No, I mean,
within a couple of hours, those places will be overtaken by people in Clondalk and Tallaght and Ballyframe in a heartbeat.
We do just this quick math here, yeah, right? Where the fuck's we calculate, yeah? So we go, right, so 8 multiplied by, right, hold on, give me 2 seconds to Google how many rooms in City West, right? $764 guest rooms in City West Hotel, right? 764. That's 6,112. Right? Now that's if you have 8 beds in each room, which I doubt, right? So then we'll say, right, maybe 4, right? So we'll go. So basically just half that. So you'll have, there's about 3,000, about 2,600, so about 3,000 if there's 4 beds in each room. And then you're just talking like 1,500-1,600, like, and then they want to throw in another 1,000, like, into City West Hotel.
Bollocks to that.
Like that's mental numbers. You know what I mean?
And here's something for you. Is that not a fire hazard? Like, is that not a fire hazard in itself?
How many rooms are in the Red Cow? It doesn't give me that information for some reason. Red Cow Modern Hotel Dublin offers 319 rooms. It has, lads, 319, and from every single fucking video that any of the lads on South Dublin Says No has put out regarding that hotel, there's about 8 bunk beds in each room. So that, like, what the fuck?
Well, get this. Them in the fucking Red Cow want to turn fucking Mousey into a cat.
8 multiplied by 320.
They're gonna
That's
get
2,560 in that. Yeah, if there's 8 beds in every single room, there's 2,560 migrants in the Red Cow Hotel.
There's 300 migrants in Suyak, and then there's another probably 300 rooms in fucking the Abyss there as well.
Holy shit! Southside.
Throughout my area, Kev, the locals were told there's 60 women moving into one of these big posh houses across the road from Westday.
I remember
there's 20 women moving in there, and now they're building 60 apartments in there for them. So I mean, 60 families are moving in there now instead. After the locals being told there's only 20 people going in there.
Like the one in town where Gary Gannon was trying to tell people that it's not going to be an iPass. Where the Portland place, that little spot in Portland place. They said no, it's going to be families or something. They said, and then the people that apparently went in was like, it's literally laid out for single people. Like, you know what I mean? Like single men. It looks like, she didn't say single men. I think she just said like it's laid out for single people. Like they're like little 1-bedroom fucking spots. Like, so how the fuck are you gonna just fill that out with families? Like, Unless you are doing it for the money, yeah, right, we're going to throw each family into a tiny little room, which I doubt. We all know it's not fucking families. Like. So lads, like seriously, like what's it's.
What's the plan for next week, Eddie?
That's definitely past.
What's the plan for next week? As in what we're talking about?
Yeah, we're gonna try get Gavin Pepper on, or are we gonna try? I'll ask Ferg if you want. If he wants to come
Ferg and Gavin Pepper, yeah, and we can obviously talk to some of the boys as well. That they'd be willing to come in if that happens.
No, what I think work on Ferg first, right, and then I think it might take a couple of weeks to try and get Gav on. You know what I mean? But I think if you work on Ferg and then if you go to Cork, we have a chat with Gav in person and see what he does. And if he doesn't go to Cork, then we just fucking ring him or organise now. Well, you can get in touch with him and just say, look, will jump on the podcast with the lads, because you don't want to get Ferg and Gav on. You want Ferg on, and then you want Gav and the boys on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
if we can sort it out somehow, we will. So in the next coming few weeks, hopefully we'll see something like this. A good debate coming on anyway. But for now, and anyway, we didn't get really much of a chance to do it tonight, but next week I want to talk about the homeless situation in Ireland, not just Dublin, in Ireland in general. They're claiming that there's so many houses vacant all over Ireland. Well, why do we have a housing crisis if that's the truth?
There's over 100,000 vacant properties in Ireland.
Yeah, but they're talking about taxing these people that own them properties, as in high tax, by not giving them out to people.
Realistically, like, how many of those would you reckon is council owned though? I'd say all of them, I'd say.
Well, hold on. Let's go back a little bit, because RTA, right, I'm not great fond of them or whatever they might fucking talk about, right, but just bear with me. They want to take old people's homes off them. But now I'm going to go back a little bit further than that. If you remember the whingy ass baldy cunt in the Dáil, Paul Murphy, he started that situation off by saying that he wants to get a farm to give it to old people, that the family home, when it's finished with, the old people get moved into a smaller place and a family gets put into them place. So he wants to get his migrant families and stick them into their family homes that we were all brought up in, and move your mum and dad out of them. Yeah, and now the government are going along with that fucking shite.
Well, it says here, as of numbers from 2023, there was 90,000 vacant homes across Ireland. New figures from the Central Statistics Office have revealed nationally the figure is 4.3%, almost 1 in 25 homes. The figures from the CSO based on electricity meters reveal. So that's like every 1 in 25 homes in the whole country is free. That was as of 2023, the 1st of February 2023.
Yeah, but the problem is, I hate to say this, but it's true. Beggars can't be choosers. If you're being given a house, just because you want to be near your mammy or your cousin, I understand the family connection.
Yeah,
but if you make an infrastructure and you get given a house, that's a house I like.
That's what they want as well, though, bro. Like, they don't want people fucking. They don't want family living close to each other. They want to split the family unit up, like, you know what I mean. So they want, if I live in Darndale, say, like my man lives in Kilmore now, right? So like they won't give me probably a house close to her. Like they probably send me somewhere miles off. You know what I mean? And that's what they're doing. Like they're getting people, they're splitting the people up, man. And back to what the type was originally was diversity and all this multiculturalism gig. That's exactly what they're doing now.
I'm going to give you an example. I'll give you a perfect example of all that.
Yeah, like what they're doing with the empty houses within the area, they're plotting them in over a period of time. So within 10 years, to be full of them.
Well, hold on, right? In the UK, right? If you go to Kent, right now, Kent would be an affluent area, right?
Yeah.
And literally, you want a council place. It's very unlikely if you just came into that area from Ireland, say, that you get put in Kent. But what they will turn around to you and say is, we can send you down the north of England, yeah. So like Manchester, Liverpool, and where it's a lot cheaper to put you in a council house down there, and they'll give you a place down there prioritised, right? Yeah. But here's the catch: in Kent, to put you in a council place, it costs them about probably say 1,500 to 1,600 quid a month for a council place, whereas in the likes of Manchester, it's about 500 or 600 quid.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Big difference.
It's all about money.
Yeah, well, it's not down to money. It's down to you might not like this area because we want to keep this an affluent area. So if you imagine Dublin 4 having a council land built on it, yeah, that they put people from the likes of Coolock, Ballymun, whatever, Clondalk and Tallaght, and they put them out into that place in Dublin 4, they wouldn't be very happy about that, would they?
Oh, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's...
Like Donnybrook, can you imagine a council place in Donnybrook?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or out in fucking where Bono lives and that like that. There's plenty of green land out there that you could build apartments on. Imagine putting a load of people in the council places all over into them places. Don't think they fucking like get appreciated very much. They don't even want their own people in, let alone fucking migrants.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
They're buying on the money there, man. Like, it's just...
But like if somebody turned around to you and says, right, there's a big fucking field, we're gonna build fucking 500 fucking apartments out on it. It's going to be turned into a small estate. It'll have a shop. It'll have all the necessities in it. We put it out there. Do you know what I mean? Take it. Take it. Because I tell you, you're not going to get another fucking option to have anything else.
Have a chat with Ross. And
I think by fact, it should be the fact that if you have children, by the time they're 16, they should be allowed to sign onto your council flat or apartment or whatever you've got. In order, they want to build their family in it and they want to grow up in it.
Yeah, of course, yeah, 100%. No, we agree. Definitely, like, it's just, but like, it's sad that like the way things are going. Like, if any of our kids like want, like, if the way the current climate is, like, if I was older, like, or even for some of the elderly parents, like throughout the country, like, some of the kids are staying with them until they pass away because it's the best chance of getting property, like, which is sad. They're living with their parents until they're 30, 40s, like, until their parents are probably 70, 80 and they're passing away, and then they're taking over the house. Like, they can't afford to go out and start a family in their early 20s and get property, like, or even get on the property ladder early. Like, it's just
because they can't afford a mortgage. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, because of all this shit that's
and
happening.
Then it's like they have to rely on the council then to get whatever they have.
Yeah,
but again, like, look at this shit that Stammer came out with in the UK. Like, my mother-in-law, as you know, my missus is English, yeah? So she was there talking to me the other day, and Stammer came out and said, anybody with a single room available in a council-owned property in the UK, he's going to kind of deem it as fit to put a migrant in it. Yeah. So basically, he's gonna, in your council house, he's gonna give up your room and give it to a migrant, whether you like it or not.
No, well, like, that's down to the English people to stop that, unfortunately. And if and when that ever comes to here, I'm pretty sure that we'll put a stop to it too, because I'm pretty sure that my mother has a spare room in her house, and I'm telling you now, over my dead body, would I let any smelly third world unvetted knacker move into that house, no matter what any government official says. And that's
that's what goes without saying. It'll cause absolute war.
That's a totally different ball game. Like, that's literally crossing the line. You're putting some knacker who you don't have a fucking clue who they are into a house with a woman. Like, in my mother's case, like, she's not vulnerable, like, but she's in her 60s. She's looking after 2 sick kids.
Openly endorsed iPads.
Different ball game when you start trying to put the likes of these tramps in with parents and shit like that. No, that's crossing the line.
This is what I'm saying. It's like, we've no idea what we're up against. Anything that goes to England comes here, and that's a fact.
Yeah, eventually. And
if they turn around and they say, "Well, listen, come here, we own them properties. You don't own them properties. You rent them from us. So we can either remove you from them, and we can give the people them."
Coming out and saying now England are tightening their immigration laws now. Well, all them cunts now are just going to bypass the UK and come here. So, like, there's no one
left to get through the UK to do that.
What?
You'll have to get through the UK to do that, because I tell you now, I also know people that are, obviously I know people living over there, yeah? So literally a friend of mine, he serves in the Navy over there, yeah? And he says that they're on alert now. They've been actually put on alert that they're going to be looking at putting boats on the water and sending them back to France. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
and reform UK.
Stop rescuing them in the fucking channels and like bringing them to the
Yeah,
shore.
that's all down to Islamic.
Rescue them, turn them around, and bring them back.
Do exactly what they do. Have fucking fun and sink them.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, if I was just going over into one of their countries and you're coming in by water, they'd be fucking butchering us on the way in.
Yeah, they'd have submarines. You wouldn't even see it coming. We'd be taken out from
the British Navy. Listen, the British Navy has well exceeded enough machinery there to stop anything coming into its waters. They can stop the Russians, for fuck's sake. They can certainly stop a few fucking rubber dinghies. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all see the video. Rescue them and bring them to shore. They should, if they are going to rescue them at the very minimum.
But your man, the trawler captain David Davis, done it. Your man was done for fucking smuggling all the migrants in on the boat.
Hey, I just see your man fucking off TV News show went over and visited the campsite and all. Like, you know what I mean? Why does all want to come to UK so bad? And he's like, oh, because you give me free money, you give me free house, you give me like. So this is what the mindset is from the get go. Yeah. Free. Do you know what I mean? Like I was told there a few weeks ago on the phone that like if we wanted a council house, which I'd like one, yeah, of course. If we wanted one, I'd be waiting another 10 to 12 years. Do you know what I mean? So what my plan is now, like I'm starting a new job.
I'm sorry, Kev, what age will you be by then?
46. I'm 34 now, so I'll be 46, 47 by the time we potentially get offered the council house. But
I'm 8 years now, and I'm 49, yeah.
I'm on about 3 or 5. I'm on the south side one 3 years. I'm on the north side one about the same, probably about 4 or 5 years. But no, I'll start my new job in a couple of weeks, so I'm just going to work the bollocks out myself for about 5 years. Just bank most of it each week, man. I'm just going to try and buy a little spot in about 5 or 6 years. I'm about 39, 40, like it'd be a nice little 40 at present, you know what I mean? A few quid in the bank, go and buy myself a little fucking gaff or something somewhere. I'm not on about a big 3-bedroom, you know, even a little doer up or down the country for 80 quid or something, you know what I mean? And just fucking pump a few.
You'd be doing good. Even a shell now down the country will set you back 100.
Yeah, no, look, there's a few that you just have to go deep though. I'm saying the 1 or 2 over the last few weeks, like, you know what I mean? Now they'd be obviously gone, but gone by that time, like, but you know what I mean? Hopefully the economy might upturn, and you know, in the next fucking 5, 6 years.
Well, I'll tell you what, me and my missus have been looking at Denmark and fucking Norway.
Well, if we was going to move anywhere, honest to God, I was looking at property in Hungary there a few nights ago. Just stoned it was.
Cheap as fuck.
Cheap as fuck, and it's absolutely lovely. Like, the houses are in bits, obviously, so you'd need a right few quid, right? But like the land you get, where are you getting it's like a gaff just slapped into the middle of a field. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
you can start to sound like fucking migrants talking coming here. Houses are beautiful.
No,
it's not that. It's like if you go to Hungary, you got to think about the job and how much you're going to earn there, because there's no social welfare.
That's obviously that's what I'm saying. Like, that's if you had enough money to fucking live, like, you'd be doing well. Like,
if you're away somewhere like that, you'd be walking to live.
Yeah,
like, you wouldn't go away just to go on the lane.
That's what I'm saying. But you're walking, right? But the money that you're like, and even you're obviously going to be going over there with right few quid saved as well. So that money will last it a while, but like, you'll have that money.
I always found when I walked far away from home, I walked a lot fucking harder than I did when I was close to home.
Yeah,
I put more hours in, more effort in.
Yeah, but like it's hungry though. Like the money probably wouldn't be great, but you get a lot more for it. Or like, listen, you'd have obviously all that planned out. You know what I mean? But like, obviously, my idea, I'd love to live in Ireland. Like, of course, I'm teaching me young one like 2 or 3 little Irish words a day, like, because I want her by the time she's a teenager to be fluently speaking it. Like, you know what I mean? I try and teach her a couple of little words a day. And like, I want to live in Ireland, like, you know what I mean? This is me. This is where I was born and raised. This is where I hope to die, like, you know what I mean? This is where I hope my family will always live. I hope they never emigrate. I hope I'm not in the position in 15 years' time when my daughter's 19 turned down saying, look, there's nothing from me here. I want to leave. That breaks my heart. My only daughter leaving the country. Like, you know what I mean? So, but like, at the same time, if there's no hope for her here, like, then it's tough.
I hear the girl talk about it one time there on TikTok, and I was asking her to come over onto the lives. I said, it's people like you, we need to stay here.
Yeah.
We don't need you leaving the country, because you're being forced to go and work for buttons somewhere else, being told it's a better wage when you get here. I said, people can't get a job here because you have a migrant coming out of the third world who's putting fucking hours in. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're all Muslim, right? Every single one of them.
Can I just ask you all something here, right? Have you ever looked at the likes of Norway or looked at the likes of Denmark?
I never looked outside Ireland, to be honest with you.
Too cold.
Right, hold on. Yeah, it is a cold climate, but like, listen to hear this out, right? For a 3-bedroom house, average price, right, in a not a rural area, but say, you know, somewhere quiet enough, yeah, good schools around it, good medical care, all that sort of stuff, right? You're talking about €400 a month for a 3-bedroom house.
Madness.
For a 5-bedroom house, you're talking in around €700.
Madness.
And they've got plenty of them.
Literally, lads, like it's for being ripped the fuck off the bits, man.
And hold on, there's more to this as well, right? Not the way like we've got homeless over here, right?
Yeah.
So what they do over there with the homeless is, right? They have like, it could be say 7-bedroom houses, right? And what they do is with the homeless is they rent the whole house out and they give each room to the homeless. That's how they do it. So you have your own room and you have a union kitchen that they all use downstairs. You got a big garden out the back. You all come together and you do your things together. Yeah, shopping, the whole lot, all together. Right. If you have an emergency, you go like say with a broken arm or whatever to A&E over in Denmark or Norway. Your average waiting time is anything from 30 minutes to 1 hour. If you have a minor, like a sprained wrist, you'll be in and out within a half an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, I thought I'd give it a funny one here now, right? I was getting my haircut, boy. Where the fuck was she from? Just like 3 years ago. From Poland, I think she was, or from somewhere over that way. And she says it's quicker for her. It's quicker for if she ever has a problem with her teeth or any medical problem at all. It's quicker for her to fly back to her own country, get it done, and come back to Ireland by the time she gets seen to her.
That's
true. She said I could literally be on a flight at 9 o'clock. I could have an appointment for 1 o'clock. I could have the appointment done. I could be back on the flight by 8 o'clock that night, like home done, and that's by the time like she'd even get an appointment over here. Like it's mental. Everything is just a wait, man. Like it's fucking like look at that little kid having to camp outside the door.
Yeah.
Over an epoxy assessment in needs, like.
And then they bring foreign kids in and they're treating them.
That pisses me off, man. Pisses me. And then all the TDs outside with for the photo opportunity and all that. And then what the fuck are they doing about it? Jack shit. Like,
it makes you sick.
With the same 14-year-old child that had like 100% factual evidence that say she was assaulted by a migrant or whatever, right? Or someone that blah blah, right? If she sat outside the door for 50 hours to raise awareness, would any of them come out to speak to her?
What they fuck?
Exactly.
Because they couldn't be seen to be siding with the far right, and they need evidence and sources, as they put it.
Well, if she had all that.
Yeah, I know, but do you understand what I'm saying? Look, teacher gets stabbed to death. And look at the way that's being treated. That's a circus of a fucking show going to court with the family and everything else. Every one of them should have been deported and fucking him done as jail and life on top of life. Yeah.
But,
the same with this.
Apparently he's confident enough that he'd get out on appeal.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Nolan.
Nolan won't be dealing with that.
No, it'll be up high courts, won't they? The high courts have a minimum sentence of 5 years, but you can also extend your sentence as well.
Yeah, no, that'd be the appeals court, obviously, but it'd be done fucking like it's a murder. It's not just an ordinary murder. Like say, oh, it didn't mean it. Like we all know the details, and we're not going to.
And your man that done the fucking kids in as well. He's only up at the end of this month or something like that, isn't it? 29th of this month or something.
I don't even know, Giddy, to be honest.
It's 18 months after the fact. And they're only fucking doing it now because they're saying psychiatric forms haven't gone in and it hasn't been assessed. How can they not assess somebody in 18 fucking months? It's sickening. He needs to be going into jail. he needs to be seen in jail. Like
how can people be locked up and all already from the riots that night?
Yeah.
Well, he can't even be. His trial had not even started yet.
It's wrong on so many fucking levels. But I'd love, like, if I always said to myself, if I was ever getting done for that and I ever got life on top of life, anything that came in like that was getting taken out anyway. Because I'd be doing life on anyway, so it wouldn't really matter if I took him in anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Look at lady over here there. It's not just down to Nolan, it's the barristers and solicitors as well. Like Nolan lets all these off under instruction. You know what I mean? Boy, like under not instruction, under recommendation. Like say the guard, right? Say, yeah, look, we are bringing someone up there, blah blah, but like, we recommend a suspended sentence, so we recommend this, so we recommend that. Like it's the guard and barristers and everyone else have a vital fucking role.
I'll put it a different way for you. If you're an ordinary decent criminal, Nolan will lock you up for fucking a good long time, right? But if you're a peddler or you're fucking a rapist or you're after haunting little kiddies or whatever may be the case, the cunt will let you off. That's why the cunt needs to be drawn out of that court and fucking hung for his crimes.
Well, like, it's so like, oh yeah, no, he gets it 100%. How is he doing it? He must have something on somebody that if he gets fucking sacked or whatever, like he's gonna out them to bits or something. Like something has to be going on there, like, because in any other country, like this would not be happening.
Do you know that a doctor or something supposed to be more has more powers than a fucking copper?
The doctor, yeah.
Believe me, I don't know how true that is, but believe me, you can.
No,
yeah, Sean, I agree.
Under medical grounds, a doctor has the right to tell you, like, not to drive or fucking things like that.
Yeah, I know, but I believe that they can get you out of a cell as well.
Oh yeah, so if you were on yokes or that back in the day or that, and you couldn't be put into a cell. Didn't stop the cunts from putting you in though.
No.
Yeah, they could. They'll kick you in through the fucking door. They didn't give a fuck what you want on.
Yeah, they weren't meant to put you in the cell.
Me and me mate listen, me and me mate got fucking pulled because we were acting very unusual. We were full of ass. We got put in the cell. We did. And two of us got tripping out our box in the cell. But they didn't hit us or anything like that. Didn't batter us or anything like that. But like, let me tell you something. They had an inkling of what they were trying to freak us out. They were pulling faces at us. What you're looking at me like that for? I'm not pulling faces at you.
Yeah,
yeah.
Right, as we close this live down until next Thursday, will we?
Yeah, I think we're going over a half hour there. So, well, just coming up to a half hour.
Yeah.
Over.
Right, well, look, at the end of the day, next week, we just try talking about the homeless situation. If we can get, like, the likes of Gav in and we can get...
sorry, guys. Did you see that fucking, the thing with the water park, did you? Woodland Water Park.
No.
Did you see that? The fucking third world, like, I mean, hundreds of these cunts. And you see them, they break down the walls. And you see loads of people, like, in the water park just standing there looking at them. And they go in, they fucking wreck it. Look at it. Look up Woodland Water Park. Now, the crazy thing is, South Park done an episode on something similar to that years ago. About the water parks and all the bleed migrants and all going into it. But look it up, Woodland Water Park. All Indian.
Yeah, I'll have a gander at it. But going back to next week, we're going to be talking about. Actually, Bruce, you've actually given me an idea there as well. So we're talking about homeless next week and the vacant houses that are available, and about Dublin County Council and South Dublin County, all the different county councils. So if you know any friends or anybody that knows anything about these different areas or they're struggling, love to hear the stories. I'd love them to come in, and we're hopefully going to have a WhatsApp number that you can actually ring in next week. Or you can leave a voice message about what we're talking about instead of having to come up, or if you don't feel that you're able to come up, you can talk on the WhatsApp. And we'll play it through with the actual, like, one of us here, yeah? And also, we're going to talk about the Indians that are coming into this country that are through the back door, literally, that they're claiming that they're doctors and engineers, but they're not. They're going into the social welfare claiming for everything. So if you have any information, or you know anybody that has any information on all these things that I'm talking about, please come in next week, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and he's catch me out on Sunday, 2 o'clock Tala. Be in Tala for the protest.
And another thing, just before I go, I have to say this, and I know I say it boldly. And listen, there's a buy me a cup of coffee on this fucking page. So anybody that's willing to help us out with the likes of juice to get down to fucking the protests, because it's not cheap to get out there, and it's paying for juice and everything else. Please do. Pound, doesn't matter what it is, just donate. It keeps us going and gets us out there and gives us more information of really what's going on, not what the fucking fake news is telling you.
Yeah.
And again,
Well, thanks everybody for coming in, folks. Yeah.
No,
Send everybody in the comments.
No worries,
Listen for coming in.
Mousy must be waiting for food, eh?
Yeah, Kev, take it easy, giddy.
There, lads.
See you later, Kev. Take it easy, bro.
See you there, Kev. Yeah. See you there, Boots. See you there, Giddy.
See you later, bro. Take it easy.
See you there, bro.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. See you there. See you all there in the comments. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Yeah, it's been good as usual.
See you all there. Yeah. Take care.
Right, go on, go get your grub.
See you there, bro. Bye bye.
See you later. Bye bye. Bye bye.